Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right, we are the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. And we're here at Norfolk, Virginia at 2016 Granby Street. And of course, we're going to put the class times up on the screen. That's we have different locations. Got the Houston, of course, here in Norfolk, Virginia. Got the Rochester, at the San Antonio. So we have the addresses, the class times, the days, right? And just you know, of course, we're going to put the numbers. We want to get in contact with any of the priests in those specific, those respective locations. So we have that up there. So if you want to screenshot that while it's on the screen, or send it to somebody that you might know want to get class in that area, you know, screenshot it, send it to them, text it to them, let them know it's somebody near them, you know. So we have the class times, and then we also have the Blog Talk Radio, right? The blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. So that's good because it's a morning starter. So you can go with blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba, which, you know, it's a good way to start your morning while you're riding in your car. You know, you're hearing something spiritual, right? Something biblical. Not just because the world like to use the word spiritual, but we want to do something biblically spiritual, right? And that's good information to take in. So we have the Hidden True Bible Show as well, right? We have the Israelite Media Corps, the 5 Minutes of Wisdom, and those are just different methods to deliver the truth, deliver information, and take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. It's out there. It's free, right? I mean, it's free of charge. So take advantage of that free information that the Most High is giving you. Right? He's putting it in brother's spirit. He's putting it in brother's spirit to dedicate time, lose sleep, right? Put in full effort. So, you know, you should be wanting to digest that information so that, you know, like I said, the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. You want to become a laborer. So don't just, you know, be in the mind of I'm here, sitting here getting information and time's passing by. Right. Actually take advantage of the Hidden True Bible Show. Take advantage of the Israelite Media Corps. Take advantage of the 5 Minutes of Wisdom. And look at those scriptures the information that's being delivered and applied to life. Right? So that as well. So we also have the Feast of Pentecost, right, coming up. That's on a sundown Wednesday, right, May 31st. So we have the Feast of Pentecost on May 31st. And, you know, of course, if you're out of town and you want to join in, this is an opportunity to congregate with brothers. This is an opportunity to apply the scriptures, right? Of feast days. The Most High calls them, it's in the law, holy convocation. So this is your opportunity to convocate, which is what? Gather, assemble, right? Come together, communicate, build, right? So all these things matter. So it has to matter to you to come to your feast days. So you got to see that. So that's on sundown, Wednesday, May 31st, 2023. So take advantage of that opportunity. Put some time aside. Remember, it's being put out there ahead of time. So if you wanna say to the Most High, hey, I'm here to serve you. I want to get around. I want to assemble. I want to do what the scriptures say. The opportunity is being given to you ahead of time. We made what? We have May 5th. So you can put time, what they call it, leave time or breaks.
Listen, you did it for Christmas.
Right.
You did it for Thanksgiving. Right. So now now the Most High in these last days is waking us up to our nationality. Right. So we need to take this seriously. Right. The same spirit that you put into Easter, you know what I mean, to all the other pagan days, why not put in to the Most High's holy day, your heritage? Right.
And case in point. So take advantage of that. It's May 5th. You can plan a vacation day for May 31st. So we got if you wanted to come to this feast day and apply those customs, right? Those laws. And we also have the commands. We got Israel wear, of course, as well too, right? So they got the Israel wear and the French dove. So Israel wear is when you can order your customized garments, the garments that you see brothers wear during Passover or during class, right? Where you got the headband, you got his armband, right? So in leather armbands, you got because Chosen Creation got the metal ones, right? So he got the armbands. But take advantage of that. That's another thing, right? That's your culture, that's your customs, that's your apparel. So why not get acclimated with it, right? And it gives sisters some things to do, charitable acts to do. So put them to work, right? We put in work, put them to work. Let them get this opportunity to learn how to do what they were naturally being raised to do in the past, right? So fringed up as well too. So We also have the Hebrew Academy, right? Hebrew Academy we have it in Virginia and Rochester. That's every Monday. But we have the in Houston, they're every Tuesday on Zoom if you're not local. So those are the days for Hebrew Academy. So that's for a man that's saying to himself, I want to embark on becoming a priest and learning what it means to actually serve my people. So if you're saying you want to serve the Most High, you want to serve your people, you want to be a help, like another brother helped you learn the truth, that's that Hebrew Academy exists, right? And if you need any help, like any counsel, questions answered, biblical questions answered, just marital questions, how to deal with children, right? Discipline, diet, moderation, health, all those things, you can contact Priest Chaazaqya and Priest Chaazaqya, right? And the number's going to be on the screen. So if you don't have them, write them down. If you don't have them, screenshot them, right? Because the sister's quick, right? So, and we also have the sweet ambiance, right? She's taking her time right now. See, we also got the sweet ambiance and the chosen creations. So if you like fragrances, right, and you like custom fragrances, you want to be something unique, all right, like the Most High calls a peculiar people. Well, we got make those custom mixes. So you can do that as well. And then we also have the chosen creations where you get to choose your creation on a piece of work of art, right? Metal, wall art, necklaces, whatever you want, right? Phone cases, right? AirPod cases, all of this. You can have whatever you like. So just pay attention to that. And we also have the donations. So, I mean, you see brothers putting in work. You in class. You see brothers consistent, right? The lights ain't on for no reason. The internet not on for no reason, right? So, you in class. You at the feast, right? Put in some work, right? If you're not able to help some way, put some sort of labor in. Don't just sit there like a tree, right? With no roots, right? Build some roots, right? Come out the ground. Don't just be stubborn. Help put in the work of the Most High, right? So. But that'll be it for the announcements. Does anybody have any questions? So no questions. Okay. Well, we're gonna go into tonight's class topic. So
it's a question topic. The brother Isaac, he has over like 50 questions that him and his daughter has. And we've been waiting to go over the questions so when she gets in class, which I think should be today. I'm hoping. So we're going to touch on some questions he has. We're not going to go over all of them because a lot of his questions are good ones and they need a lot more than just a few scriptures. So I set this up is to go over his questions and segue into kind of the same points. So he's got a bunch of questions here. I want to just show y'all what questions he has and what we're going to be going over in the future. Does Israel sit in the kingdom? Will there be sacrifices in the kingdom? In the new covenant? Is the new covenant in the kingdom, or are we in the new covenant now? So that's what we're going to be touching on. He got do we live forever in the kingdom? If there are 12 gates in the kingdom, are the tribes going to be separate? What type of government does the kingdom have? So he got a grip of questions, but he wants his daughter to be in class. So it's going to be Shabbos. We're going to be trying to go over those. I know it's a refresh for a lot of y'all. Tonight, we're going to touch on his third and his first question. So we're going to go into this. Is the new covenant in the kingdom, or are we in the new covenant now? And we touched on this before, but let's reiterate what's scriptures, right? To edify on this point. Because I think this is a real obscure understanding when it comes to the new covenant, right? If we're in the new covenant, is the new covenant in the kingdom, or are we in the new covenant now? Some people think that the new covenant ain't going to start till we get into the kingdom. So let's talk about the new covenant. Let's go to Jeremiah 31. Let's talk about this new covenant. Now, we know that this new covenant was promised way before Christ. Okay, so the contractual, right? The contractual agreement and its details start in Jeremiah 31. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 31 verse 31.
Go ahead.
Behold, the days come,
right?
saith the Most High.
Go ahead.
That I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel.
Right. So the days come that I will make this new covenant, right? Which is the contract. Go ahead.
And with the house of Judah.
Right.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers.
So Israel and Judah, he makes sure he puts in there that this contract is going to be like the old contract in this sense. The new is still going to be with Israel and Judah.
Right.
Now, I know there's another road we can go down and show that this never included anybody, even the new one. It never included everybody, ever.
Right.
So you can still repeat and show that even the new contract was about the nation of Israel.
Right.
Right? See, that's where all the Christian mind state, Christianity. So this shows that we are in a new, that we're going to be in a new contract, right? This is the prophecy from the past. But let's get an idea where this new contract started. I think that's what everybody wants to know. And that's what he's asking. Is it start when Yahushua comes? Right? Go ahead.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers.
Right.
In the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt.
Right. Why? Go ahead.
Which my covenant they break.
So I got to make a new contract because the old contract, the old covenant, Israel broke. We didn't listen. We didn't hear. Ergo, slavery, captivity, America, here we go. Well, let's go back. Captivity, Assyria, Babylon, Persia and Medes, the Greeks, the Romans, and all little minor kingdoms too we went under captivity under. Yeah, Moab and all these other little kingdoms that ruled for a little bit. We've been in captivity in a long time. So we broke the covenants in the contract. And we went in captivity, and we're still in captivity, right? Go ahead.
Although I was an husband unto them.
Right. The Most High likens the children of Israel as a husband. As a wife. He being the husband, right? So you can understand when we went back to, remember the other day we went over Ezekiel 16, and what happened? He talked about him entering a covenant with us, right? And he told, and in there you can see marriage, the marriage agreement, and what he did for us. Y'all understand? Okay, go ahead, read on.
Saith the Most High.
Go ahead.
But this shall be the covenant,
right,
that I will make with the house of Israel.
Go ahead.
After those days,
right,
saith the Most High. I will put my law in their inward parts.
Stop. This is the detail that we forget. I will put my law in their inward parts. When is that happening? When is the law going to be in our inward parts? What's your question? Go ahead.
Once Yahushua come back?
Okay. What?
Well, we pass through the rod.
Will we pass through the rod? Well, when? What? Matazara, yeah.
During the twinkling process.
During the twinkling process. Anybody else? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Yes.
I would say now, because we're supposed to have the word in our hearts and in our minds.
Bingo. Look at the young boy. Bingo. What? Now. You understand? Why? Because the law being our inward part, you ain't gonna not be without the law of the Most High, and then all of a sudden in the last day pop up like, oh, I'm good now. You know what I mean? No, the covenant, the contract, we're in the beginning stages of this. Yes, the fulfillment of the contract will be when we're in the kingdom. Because why? The fulfillment is a detail of it, right? And the details as we read down. But the starting of it, we're already starting these things, right? So, and we're going to read down in Jeremiah, but let's go to Isaiah 59:21. Let's get a little more in detail on this question. So the brother's question is, is the new covenant in the kingdom, or are we in the new covenant now? Remember, this contract wasn't going to be like the Christians, right? It wasn't going to be all of a sudden you did wickedness all the way up till Christ came back, and then next you know, boom, you're accepted under the new contract. No, there's a process. And the brother Yawasab hit it on point. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 59, verse 21.
Isaiah 59:21. Go ahead.
As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord.
Right.
My spirit that is upon thee,
right.
And my words which I have put in thy mouth.
See, when is that happening? That happened when you woke up. You are being engrafted in this new covenant. Because obviously the old covenant we broke, right? That's why what Hosea said came to pass. When your women are out of order and they go sleep around and your daughters are whores, I will not correct them. That's the old covenant. But the new covenant is us waking up and coming out of the old curses. But once again, are we totally out of the old curses? No, because there's got to be a fulfillment of the full entirety of the contract. But we are in the middle of this contract that will lead us to Yahweh Shai coming back. And this process is happening now. Go ahead.
Shall not depart out of thy mouth.
Right. And it shall not what?
Depart out of thy mouth.
Now, it's very, very, you have to understand it very clearly that the word not departing out of our mouth isn't going to start when Yahweh Shai picks us up. It's starting now. You're training and learning how to be this Israelite, this chosen seed now, right? And abide under the blood of that covenant. You understand that? Okay, go ahead.
Nor out of the mouth of thy seed. Nor out of the mouth of thy seed.
Right?
Saith the Lord.
Check that out. That's dope, ain't it? I love that because, let me get this here. He's saying that this is how deep the contract is going to go. See, it's going to be in our seed and our seed. It's hard now, right? It's hard. And you yourself have to what? Our children have to what? They got to fight. They got to abide in the word. The word got to be in them. They got to endure, right? Everybody is accountable for their own soul salvation, right? Once you get conscious and you know the difference between good and evil, right? And we learn this at some age. For some kids, is more than others, right? One kid, you look at 2 9-year-olds. One kid might be very aware and understand what they're doing, and the other kid might not be. You see that? So once you erase that consciousness, you're accountable for what you do, right? That's why a lot of youngsters, they what? Have the attitude like, I'm grown too, you just don't understand my thoughts. You don't know me, really. Like, bruh, I know you. Daddy's like, bruh, I know you. Mom is like, I know you. You're around me every day. Your socks, your drawers, your clothes, your room, your spirit, your mind, your thoughts, your processing. I know you. You see? So this is what the Most High is showing us, is that he knows us. And as we come closer to the end of this contract, to the fulfillment of this covenant, right? This is the process that we have to go through. Y'all get this? Okay, I'm not trying to move too fast. I want clarity. That way y'all understand this. It's not overcomplicated. The scriptures tell us the laws is going to be in us. Go ahead.
From henceforth and forever.
Right, from henceforth and forever. Go to Isaiah 61 and 8.
Isaiah chapter 61 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
But I, the Most High, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offerings.
Right.
And I will direct their work in truth.
See, when is that happening? Like, if it wasn't happening now, then the Christians are right. That all you have to do is say you believe, and then you can wake up one day in the kingdom of heaven. Right? When is he directing your way in truth? Now. Right? The word is being put in you now. Why? You accepted the blood of the covenant. Right? And in that, now you fall under this new contract. Read that again.
For I, the Most High, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offerings.
I what?
I hate robbery for burnt offerings.
Yeah, the Most High, you know what he's saying? The way we went about to praise, to glorify, to acknowledge the Most High was corrupt. All you did with your little fake burnt offerings, your fake prayers, your fake incense, right? Your fake fringes, right? Your fake beard. We know that beard comes on and off. You take it on and off when you get home. Like, baby, look, I'm back. You want that smooth face guy, right? Nah, the Most High knows that about us. He knows our spirit, and he wants us to be real. Go ahead.
And I will direct their work in truth.
And I will what?
Direct their work in truth.
How though? Huh? How is he directing our work in truth? Read.
And I will make an everlasting covenant
Right.
with them.
I will do what?
Make an everlasting covenant with them.
Right. I will make the everlasting covenant with them. When though? This is happening now. As we directing ourselves in the truth, in the word, right? As we're following and changing and putting on the law, statutes, commandments, this is happening, right? You are not one day going to pop up and just be righteous. Bro, you're working righteousness now. You're doing the will of the Father. You're becoming that new creature now, right? Go ahead. Is that it?
That was verse 8.
Right. We're going to read down to verse 9. Go ahead.
Verse 9.
Right.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles.
It says that they're what?
Their seed shall be known among the Gentiles.
Because we're going to be everywhere. Our children, and as many as children you're going to have, there's going to be Israelites everywhere. Right? Go ahead. Like it is now.
It looks like, you know what it looks like for the Gentiles? How do you say your name? Monatazah? Mawala? Right? Because what's happening is that your parents, your children, you're coming to class. You're coming out of the mind state and the delusion that America has given us, right? We're waking up to our true nationality, and what are we doing? Like the scripture said, they will surname themselves Israel. So you got a whole bunch of children that have biblical Hebrew Israelite names. No more of the dashikis or the daughters named after cars that you want. You know, you have little sons and little daughters being raised according to their custom. Just like it said in Judges. In Judges, we're doing what? Judges 5 and 11. We're rehearsing the righteous acts.
Let's go there. Go ahead.
Somebody get that. Judges 5 and 11. This is how it says. Read Sonny Boy, hold where you at. Read where you at, Sonny Boy, that verse 9.
Verse 9. And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles. So is that going to happen when Yahushua comes? No, it's happening now. They be like, oh, well, I see. The boys will tell you. They'll be out there on Saturday street speaking, and what? Oh, I saw somebody from my school, right? The young girls, they wearing dresses all the time in school, and people ask them, why you always wear a dress? It's my custom. I follow the Bible, right? That's how and this rehearsal process is how the whole world is waking up to who the real sons and daughters of the Most High is.
Judges chapter 5, verse 11.
Go ahead.
They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing water.
The noise of archers, the place that's going to be destroyed, right? This world, right? Read.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts.
Because that drawing water is getting the knowledge, getting the wisdom, getting the truth. That's showing us how to live. We're putting away the pork. We're putting away the Christmas, the Easter, the holidays, right? We're not waiting for you to call me once every 365 days to show me that you love me because it's the day I was born, right? We're lining our lifestyles and our mind states up with the Bible. This is how the world is going to say, wow, there's something different about y'all. Now, do we have it in perfection? No, because I said, like the scriptures say, when you read down, you're going to know when we're at the end of that contract. Because something's going to happen. I don't want to get away.
We're going to jump back there. We're going to jump back. Let's go to, so you finished that 9th verse?
No, sir.
Go ahead.
Verse 9.
Uh-huh.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles.
Right.
And their offspring among the people.
Mm-hmm.
All that see them shall acknowledge them.
See, our seed is among us, but this acknowledging, I like the edification because it's proper. It's happening now, right? No longer are we just scattered among the Gentiles. We're scattered among them, and they know now we're the sons of God. And it's the beginning of it. It's not the accomplishment of the totality of what that means, but it's beginning. Go ahead.
That they are the seed which the Most High hath blessed.
Check that out. We're going to be that blessed seed. But how? Let's think about it. What he just broke down was right on point, because they're not worried about the nigger seed. Yeah, and y'all know what I mean. They're not worried about blacks and Hispanics. They're not looking at the cats getting shot down, blunts in their ear, and being like, man, these cats are blessed. They're looking at the ones that are waking up and saying, wait a minute, there's something different with y'all. Why the sister dressed like that? Why you do that? Why do you carry yourself like that? See, that's us coming into this new contract and new covenant. Go from there. Let's go to Hebrews 9 and verse 15.
Hebrews chapter 9, verse 15.
Go ahead.
And for this cause,
Right?
he is the mediator of a new testament.
Right. So Yahweh Shai is a mediator of a new testament. This new contract we're going to find out. Go ahead.
That by means of death,
Right?
for the redemption of the transgressions
Right?
that were under the first testament.
You see that? So we're talking about the same thing that Isaiah talked about. We're talking about the same thing that Jeremiah talked about. See, we were under the first one, we messed up. So Yahweh Shai had to revamp that. The Most High, because he loves us, and his word is his bond.
Right.
He will keep his word. Go ahead.
They which are called
Right?
might receive the promise.
You see, they which are called we got to fall under this. Now, it's crazy. I like that. They which are called, because not all Israel is of Israel. There's Israelites, but is all the Israelites falling up under this contract? Well, the truth is they don't want it. It's been given to the seed, but there's some like, no, that's your belief. That's your heritage, right? I'll never forget that. That's like the white man saying that, but no, that's Israelites that say that. No, that's your heritage. And those people, they're not going to have no part. You deny me, I will deny you. That's what the Father says, right? Go ahead.
Of eternal inheritance.
Right, of eternal inheritance. This is the new contract that we're ushering in. You're a part of that now. It ain't going to just happen one day, bam. No, it's happening right in front of us. Thy kingdom come. It ain't one day just because the building comes out or the land is renewed. No, it's happening now in front of your face. Don't look there. Don't look here. Lo, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Right? So the renewing of this kingdom of heaven is coming together piece by piece, being glued right back together. It's like that puzzle. You got part of it. It's not done yet, but you see the pieces falling into the right places. And that's what the Most High is doing to the children of Israel. He's putting it all together, and in the end, he's going to say, look, I told you so. Go ahead.
For where the testament is,
right,
there must also of necessity,
right,
be the death of the testament.
So the testament was spoken. Oh, this is going to happen. There's going to be a new covenant, a new contract, right? Well, in order for that new contract and new covenant to happen, there had to be the death of the testator, right? And the Most High sent him, the Son of the Most High, right? Somebody gotta pay for this, right? I mean, think about it. What happens when you can't pay debt? Somebody's gonna pay it, right? You gotta pay it, right? And we know back in the days it was through blood. Go ahead.
For a testament,
right,
is of force,
right,
after men are dead.
right.
Otherwise, it is of no strength at all while the testator liveth.
Right. So when did that happen? And it just gave you the answer that we all are asking. When did it happen? Did Yahweh Shai, is he going to die in the future, or did he already die for us?
He already died.
So when did the New Testament, the new contract start? When the death of the testator died. That's when it started.
Luke 20 and 22.
Okay, hold that. Go to Luke 20 and 22. Luke 20 and 22. Go ahead.
Luke 20, verse 22.
All right, wait till they get it. We be flowing, and sometimes everything just get jumbled up, and I don't want to do that. All right, y'all got it? No, that's what we come. This is Shabbat, man. It's a Sabbath. We got to get turned up. All right? Huh? Stomp the yard turned up. All right? Do y'all got it? There you go. Sounds like somebody's here. You know what I mean? You get that war cry. Go ahead.
Luke 20, verse 22.
Go ahead.
Is it lawful for us to give tribute unto Caesar? Or no?
Read.
But he
Is that
proceeded.
on it? What did you say,
Luke 20 and 22.
Where did you go?
Luke 20, 22.
Okay, we're going to pause on that till he comes out. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when you fade into the back like Batman and calling scriptures, we don't understand it. All right, we'll wait till he comes out. Does he mean 22 and 22? What is it?
Luke 22, verse 20.
Okay, Luke 22, verse 20. Read that.
Likewise, also, the cup after supper said, this blood is the New Testament.
Right?
In my blood, which is shed for you.
Right, in my blood, which is shed for you. So, we get the point. The point is what? That Yahweh Shai, being the death, right? Being the testator, right? In his blood, shedding that blood for us, started this process of the new covenant. Right? So we're in the middle of the contract. Remember, this contract, you got details in it that there's got to be fulfilled. The beginning is started, and as we move forward, all the other things will be accomplished. Y'all agree? Okay, go back to Hebrews. Let's finish that up.
Hebrews chapter 9, verse 18. Whereupon neither the first testament was
Dedicated.
neither was the first testament dedicated Without blood.
Right. So what is it saying? Yahweh had to lay his body down. Right? And that's when the beginning happened. So note that. For verse 17, for a testament is of force after men are dead. Otherwise, it is no more strength at all while the testator liveth. Y'all get this, right? Verse 16. For where a testator is, there must also of necessity be the death of the testator. That Luke 22 and 20 said what? Yahweh said, this is the blood. I'm going to lay it down. Y'all get this? So we know that's when it started. I want to touch on this part of that. Just to remind y'all what is happening that we're being ushered in this new covenant. Right? Go to John 3 and 3. Just some reminders. John 3 verse 3.
John chapter 3, verse 3.
To show us the process is happening.
John chapter 3, verse 3. Yahweh answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee,
Right?
except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God.
Right. So the process of being born and being renewed, let's think about it. Is that going to happen when all of a sudden when Christ come back? You cannot enter into the kingdom unless you're born again. So when do we start this contract? It was when Yahweh died for us and when we woke up to who we are. That's the only way you're going to enter into the kingdom. It ain't one day you're going to pop into the kingdom. There had to be a transformation.
Right.
There had to be a change. And just to remind y'all, this change is happening now. Right? Finish that. Oh, you're good with that in the Hebrews. You're done with Hebrews. That was it on that. Go to Ezekiel 37 and 11. Ezekiel 37 and 11. These are just some reminders that one day you're not just going to wake up perfect and righteous. This was a work that had to be done time after time to Yahweh come back. And the brother put the perfect scripture. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. Right? Ezekiel 37 and 11.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 11.
Go ahead.
Then he said unto me,
Right?
Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
Right? And that's us. Y'all can read up, but this awakening is Israel. This time, this where the renewing is happening now. It ain't one day all of a sudden that boom, you just renew. No. Go back to the process of what has to happen being born again, being renewed, the breath coming into you and the change happening. Right? This isn't something that's happening overnight. It's been happening since the word was given to the men aforetime. Right? It's the year 2023, bro. Some of us are just barely getting it, but this word has been changing men, been renewing lives, and been waking up the chosen of the Most High. Right? Go ahead.
Behold, they say, our bones are dry.
Right?
And our hope is lost.
See? And back in the days, our people thought there was no hope. A lot of us now still think there's no hope. Is it possible? Is it possible? Could these Negroes and thugs and killers and hoes and whatever name, byword they called us, Mexicans and Puerto Rican, because those are all derogatory as well. Right? Is it possible that they can live? I mean, you even do it. You're like, man, this is too hard. This is, really? I told you about I went to eat the other day, and we were in Golden Corral. And the sister ran up and said, man, are you from Israel, United in Christ? I said, no. But, they're Israelites, they're our brothers. She was like, yeah, my sister's with them. She was like, it's just too many commandments. I'm like, really? You know what I mean? Let me go get my turkey and let me go get some food. Because I'm not entertaining that foolishness right now. I'm like, I ain't got, bruh, it's too many commandments. What the hell does that mean? You obey the white man rules daily. Why is the Most High's rules too hard? Why is the government of the Most High too hard? Right? But a lot of these people got to go back into the hood. Go back into that life and say, okay, what rules do you want? You want the Father's rules or you want the white man's rules? Right? And some of them like that better. I like living like a dog and being killed and murdered and treated like a mutt. Right? I like being the ragamuffin. Right? I like that. I'd rather deal with that life. Well, right? Awkward pause, right? Right? Okay, then live that life then. But for us that don't want to die no more, mentally, physically, and spiritually, we know we have a greater choice, a greater sacrifice. So we are still giving up, but now it's meaningful why we're losing our life. Not just, a little Pookie died because he was, what they were telling me on this, who was telling me the side of the house, they put their son that died.
Oh, the murals?
I think it was Zion. Zion was like, somebody painted their son on the whole side of the house, and he was an ex-drug dealer. You know what I mean? That's how Pookie went out. You know what I mean? But that's what they want. They respect that more.
Yeah.
And that's why the Father said he would give them to that.
Huh.
But us, we don't want to go out on the damn side of the house, a dope dealer, a drug dealer. Right? We don't want to die like that no more. We don't want our brothers and sisters to die like that no more. So y'all see this, right? What's up? Okay, go ahead, read on. Where we at?
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 11.
Where you at?
Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 33.
Okay, read Ezekiel. Go ahead.
Last precept.
Uh-huh.
We are cut off for our parts.
We are what?
Cut off for our parts.
And this is how we thought. We thought there was no hope. When you look at us dry bones, we thought there's no hope. You look at your sins, and they accuse you daily, right? You're like, damn, me? Don't you got sickle cell or something? Right? You're like, me? Who? Like, that's how you are. You're like, who the hell am I? I'm a dirtbag. Why do you choose me? And then you find out, well, he chose the base things of the world to confound the wise. You're like, damn, I got to shake this off.
Yeah.
That's an excuse.
Yeah.
That's just an excuse to what? To not fight, to not strive, to not appreciate. You see that? And this is how we thought, right? How many of us really think like that still? Huh? Your own sins could accuse you. You're like, damn, sometimes we sit down and be like, man, we're filthy. I'm an animal. Right? Because as soon as you let the old man take over, you know, bro, you know where your thoughts go. You know where your spirit goes. You be like, man, you got to really fight mentally, physically, and spiritually, right? But the Most High is honoring that. And that's what they're saying in Ezekiel, right? They're like, us? Read? Come on.
We are cut off for our parts.
Right?
Therefore prophesy and say unto them.
But therefore prophesy. You got to read loud. Go ahead, read.
Therefore prophesy and say unto them.
Go ahead.
Thus saith Yahweh.
You got to read a little bit louder.
Thus saith Yahweh power.
Go ahead.
Behold, O my people, I will open your grave.
See? When is that happening? Now. Remember, resurrection speaks on 2 points. It speaks on Yahushua when he comes and brings us out of the graves. And Corinthians tells us now, oh man, knowest thou knowest, it was sold in corruption, but it was raised in incorruption. You being raised right now, born again now. Right? So this is happening now. We want to wait to the end. Yahushua, I want just the twinkle. You know what I mean? Bro, that's what lazy bums, nobodies, the ones that don't believe in the word of the Most High, they don't want to do the work, right? They think the white man is going to take care of them all the way to Christ come back. I don't know about y'all, man, but My Jesus, man, he got me all the way to he come back. Yeah, the white Jesus, but the true Christ is going to come back and smack the hell out of him. Right? Go ahead.
And cause you to come up out of your grave.
See, and he's called, when are we coming out of our graves, brother? Sisters? Now, right? I don't want to be a thought no more. I don't want to hold purses no more. Right? I want to be a man. And that's what's happening now. The Most High is changing us. He's renewing us. Right? Those that want to be born again. Those that want to come out of the grave. Go ahead.
And bring you into the land of Israel.
See, and then he's going to say, okay, look at what I got prepared for you. Read.
And ye shall
You're going to read down to verse 14.
No.
Go ahead.
And ye shall know that I am Yahweh.
Right.
When I have opened your grave.
Read.
O my people.
Uh-huh.
And brought you up out of your grave.
Go ahead.
And shall put my spirit in you.
See, he's putting his spirit in us. Right? Go ahead.
And ye shall live.
And ye shall what?
And ye shall live.
So I asked you, as we partake in this covenant contract, when are we being brought back to life? Why? Because the blood of Yahweh Shai. That's how we know we're in the covenant. We're in the covenant because Yahweh Shai died for you. Right? And you're using that blood. And that blood and grace is motivating you to push forward. The true believers. Right? The non-believers, what? Class ain't over yet? I'm tired. Class ain't done yet? Right? Yeah, I know that. But you ain't doing nothing. See, the true believers are constantly motivated, constantly seeing where this is going. Right? They have a vision. Right? What verse you at?
Verse 14.
Go ahead.
And I shall place you in your own land.
Right?
Then shall ye know.
Wait. And I shall place you in your own land. You see how the fulfillment, this is happening. The change is coming about. We're being born again. We're being renewed. Then he's going to do what? Okay. All right. Because ninjas, spics, wetbags, border jumpers, water beetles, cannot enter into the kingdom. I'm going to renew you. And then look at what I got for you. A new land, a new place. That's how it's going to work. We're not bringing the oldness into the kingdom. Right? And y'all see why I'm going into it. Because as we read down in Jeremiah, that's where it leads to. Right? Go ahead.
Then shall ye know that I, the Most High,
Right.
have spoken it.
Right.
And performed it.
And what?
And performed it.
See? He's spoken this and he's going to perform it. So you see the details of the new contract. The new covenant. These are the details, the fine lines of like, damn, what's going to be in this new covenant? Well, here it is. Right? Really, a lot of the old didn't change. What did change was we messed up. Right? He didn't have to change a lot of the writings because he had a promise from the beginning that we didn't fulfill. But he had to help us out. And that's what the Most High is doing. What verse you at?
I'm at the last precept.
Go ahead.
Saith the Lord.
Go ahead. Go to verse 7.
Verse 7.
Go ahead.
So I prophesied.
Go ahead.
As I was commanded.
Read.
And as I prophesied.
As you what?
As I prophesied.
So when did this happen?
As I prophesied.
When we got prophesied to. When the teachers taught us. Because everybody in here, nobody, I don't care who the hell you are. Stop lying. You didn't wake up one day and said, I already know I'm an Israelite. No. You seen some hairy man, right, tell you what? You a true Jew. And you didn't believe it, and you searched, and you looked, and you've seen it. You were prophesied to. Go ahead.
There was a noise.
And
behold, a shaking.
Read.
And the bones came together.
And the what?
And the bones came together.
When are we coming together? Is it going to be in the last trump? No, now. We come together right now. We're united. I'm talking about real uniting, right? Not just a punchline. Like, we're literally all knowing, whatever school or camp or whatever, we all speak one thing, that we're the chosen. That the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the children of Israel. Right? Go ahead.
Bone to his bone.
Go ahead.
And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them.
And that's the process of what's happening now. The sinews, the things that knit us together, that keep our body, mind, spirit together, is happening now. See, you weren't just going to come out of the grave and then just be bones and come into the kingdom. Nah, the Most High is what? You putting you together. He's cleaning you up. He's washing you. Right? He's sanctifying you, right? Go ahead. Sanctified. Go ahead.
And the skin covered them above.
And what?
The skin covered them above.
And the skin did what?
Covered them above.
Right. Read.
But there was no breath in them.
But there was no what?
No breath in them.
Read.
Then said he unto me, Prophesy unto the wind.
Read.
Prophesy, son of man. And say to the wind, Thus saith Yahweh power, Come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain.
Right. And what is the breath? Wisdom of Solomon 7:22. Real quick. 22 and verse 25. Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 verse 22.
Go ahead.
For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me.
Jump to verse 25.
Verse 25. For she is the breath.
The breath entered into us. The breath is entering into it. This is happening right now, brothers and sisters. Right? For y'all that are not spitting out the breath. Get your mouth off my mouth. I don't want none of that, Yahweh. Get away from me. Right? The breath is the wisdom. It's the word. Huh? Okay, and that's what renews us. Right? So we're not gonna, we know Wisdom of Solomon 7:22 on down, and it goes into the characteristics that come on us. All these things in Ezekiel where it says it's the sinews, the characteristics are right in Wisdom of Solomon 7:22. Right? Go back to Ezekiel 36, verse 26.
Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 26.
Go ahead.
A new heart also will I give you.
So what is he doing? That new heart ain't just popping in one day. It's happening now. It's changing now. What's a new heart? A new mind. See, this is why y'all youngsters gotta beware of what mind state is imprinting on you. If you got a new heart, is your heart, mind matching up with the Father? Right? Do I think like the gospel? You better beware, man. Read. Come on.
And a new spirit will I put within you.
And a new what?
A new spirit will I put in within you.
Check that out. Read.
And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh.
That's what the Father's doing. He's doing that now. Hold that. Go back to Jeremiah 31. Then we're going to finish that. Then we're going to flip over to 37. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 33.
Go ahead.
Second precept.
Read.
After those days, saith the Most High,
Go ahead.
I will put my law in their inward parts.
Right?
And write it in their hearts.
See? When is that happening? Now. He got to take away the heart. The stony heart. And he's writing in us what? The Spirit of the Most High. The Word is entering the ones that want the Word. I'm going to keep saying that because, listen, it's easy to smell the cat. Right? It's easy to look into your eyes and see the doubts and the fears and the double-mindedness. It's easy. But you should have no reason to doubt, y'all. If you believe in the Word and the Word is changing you, take hold of that. Don't take it for granted. Go ahead.
And will be their power.
Right.
And they shall be my people.
Read.
And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor.
Right. So this is happening with our heart. Jump back to Ezekiel. Finish it up. 30-6. Go ahead.
And I will give you a heart of flesh.
See, that means what? Meaning something that can be molded. Right? If you think of if you think of when you have a heart problem or a heart attack or your heart stops beating, right? They get on your chest and they what? Boom, boom. They push down on that. Yeah, they press right on your heart of flesh. Imagine if that heart was a heart of stone. Could it reboot it? Could we restart it? No. Well, your heart has to be a heart, a mind, a flesh. That way it can be restarted. If it's stubborn, if it's rebellious, if it's stiff-necked, if it's rotten, if it's old, you can't start that up. So to start your mind, it has to be something that can be renewed and remolded. You kids, you youngsters, if your mind can't be molded, the Most High is going to cast you away. He's going to cast us all away if our minds can't be molded. Right? Because we're going to stay those dead bones. Go ahead.
Verse 27.
Uh-huh.
And I will put my spirit within you.
Go ahead.
And cause you to walk in my statutes.
Go ahead.
And ye shall keep my judgment.
When are we walking in the statutes? Now. Are y'all getting the theme of this? The theme is what? All this is happening now. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. So when we see the gates, the Father can look at us and say, okay, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Right? You had 1 talent and you flipped that to 2. You had 2 talents, you flipped that to 3. Oh man, what happened to you? You had a lot of talents and you buried it. What happened? Well, I was doubting. I knew that you were a steward, man, and I knew that, man, there's a lot of brothers and the sisters, and the reason why, and listen, I had things to do. Yeah, Howard, you know what's up. Oh yeah? Okay. Cast him and her into outer darkness. But for those that use the law to live, to grow, to change, you can come into eternal life. That's what him said. That's what him said. That's all I'm saying. That's what him said. All right, go ahead.
And do them.
And what?
And do them.
We're doing them now. Or rather, doing our best to do these laws, statutes, commandments. Right? Go ahead.
And ye shall dwell in the land.
Right? And then we're going to what?
And ye shall dwell in the land.
Read.
That I gave your father.
Read.
And ye shall be my people.
Uh-huh.
And I will be your power.
Check that out. And it goes down. Oh, it goes down. Jump over now to Ezekiel 36. Check this out. 36. And you're verse 26. 37 and 26. Sorry. Yeah.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 26.
Go ahead.
Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them.
See? Now, when you go back, remember, this is Ezekiel 37. It starts from that 36 all the way through 37. But he tells us how, when. He goes through, you got to change. You got to be born again. Those dry bones got to be the bones that the Most High created. Right? Renewed. Right? Taken out of the graves. Go ahead.
It shall be an everlasting covenant with them.
Read.
And I will place them and multiply them.
See? And that's what the Most High, little by little, is doing. Right? To the point to where our seed is going to be throughout the world. And we're going to run the earth.
But you see, again, like, a few years ago, I only been in the truth for 6 years, but you could go anywhere now, and people are identifying the fringes. They say, oh, you must be an Israelite. What he said the other day, we was at the street, my brother's one of y'all. Right? Because it's multiplying. This truth, this gospel is getting out across the 4 corners of the earth. So now we're known, like we said earlier, the whole world knows who we are. So you can't hide it anymore.
Right. Y'all see that? Okay, read on.
And will set my sanctuary
And,
in the midst of them.
check that out. That's when you don't just get to pop into the sanctuary. Nah, you get to pop in these raggedy sanctuaries right now. Because these raggedy sanctuaries are for raggedy ass Israelites. That's what we all are. I'm talking about all of us. We're raggedy and we're at the bottom of where we need to be. We should be grateful for the Most High to give us these raggedy schools and these raggedy teachers. Right? We should be grateful because we're raggedy. Right? But the Most High has looked down upon us in His mercy to give us these low men, low women, to show us how to fight and the possibility of renewing and change. And I say that because He said I chose the base things of the world. Right? Y'all get this, right? Go ahead, read on.
Verse 27.
Uh-huh.
My tabernacle also
Right?
shall be with them.
Right?
Yea, I will be their power.
Right.
And they shall be my people.
Read.
And the heathen shall know that I, the Most High, do sanctify Israel.
Check this out, man. This is beautiful. Woo. Now go back to Jeremiah 31, where you left off at.
Come on, Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 34.
Go ahead.
And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor.
See? Then it's going to be like, okay, we don't got to teach you nothing. The Most High is going to twinkle us, and then we don't have to do this anymore. Then the fulfillment of that covenant will come in. But it's a lot of things that has to happen as we move forward. Go ahead.
And every man his brother.
Go ahead.
Saying, know the Lord.
Right?
But they shall all know me.
See? You know why I'm not going to have to teach everybody know the Lord? Because everybody's hearing the word of the Lord. And the ones that didn't want to hear it, they're going to be destroyed. Go ahead.
From the least of them unto the greatest of them.
Read.
Saith the Most High.
Go ahead.
For I will forgive their iniquities.
Go ahead.
And I will remember their sin no more.
Check that out. And I will remember their sins no more. So you see the fulfillment of this. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Most High, which giveth the sun for a light by day,
Right.
and the ordinance of the moon, and of the stars for a light by night,
Right.
which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar.
Right.
The Most High of hosts is His name. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Most High, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever.
Right. So we talked about this a little bit the other day, the contracts. The Lord will not break these contracts. The Most High is not going to break His promises. So this promise that was written all the way back in the Babylonian Empire and before that, right? Or rather refreshed and reminded in the Babylonian Empire, right? Is got to come to pass. We're dealing with a power that does not lie, right? So are y'all clear on how we are in the process of the new covenant? And as Yahushua comes, we will be in the conclusion of it. But this process is happening now. Y'all get this? Okay, who's not clear on that? And hopefully the brother Isaac is online. Let me know if this is clear to you. All right? Now, that takes us, what is it, 8:17. Okay, so this brings us into, because we're touching on us being brought into this kingdom, right? Okay, that we're going to be brought into this kingdom. It brings us to his first question: does Israel still sin in the kingdom? I mean, we literally just answered that, right? So I'm hoping he's gotten a twofold meaning for that. But we're going to go and edify a little bit more on that, right? Because his first question is, does Israel still sin in the kingdom? Does Israel still sin? Are we still going to be sinning in the kingdom? I mean, like I said, Jeremiah 31:31 should have made that clear, right? But let's add some more precepts on that, all right, to show that we are not going to be sinning in the kingdom, all right? Revelations 21:27. And then whatever y'all got with this one. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 21, verse 27.
Go ahead.
And there shall in no wise enter into anything that defileth.
All right, read clear, first of all, and then read 21, and you're going to read... Okay, let's do this. 22. Read from verse 22. Read that.
Come on, verse 22.
Go ahead.
And I saw no temple therein.
Uh-huh.
For the Most High, God Almighty, and the Lamb are the temple of it.
Okay. We're not going to be able to get into this tonight because we're going to finish up this question. But to reiterate one of his other questions, this is even answering that. Are we going to be sacrificing in the kingdom? The scriptures show us we are literally going to be the temple. You know how you went up to the temple in the middle of Jerusalem? Jerusalem is going to be the temple. All right? So we're not going to need another little temple. Jerusalem is going to be a kingdom of kings and priests. So anytime you bump into an Israelite, there is the priesthood. Right? That's why he said you're a nation of kings and priests. You know how we bump into the Levites? You got Levites scattered throughout all the nation, and you be like, oh, where's the Levite at? Nah, you bumping a Hebrew Israelite. The law will be in us, and they're going to speak the law, command the law, demand the law, perform the law. You understand? So we get into that part about sacrificing and going in a little bit more in detail. But read on.
And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon.
Now, you read this a few times. And this is something I had to go to High Priest Yeshaya and be like, really, no sun? He was like, well, what did it say? I said, Khan, no sun. It literally, why? Why no sun? Go ahead.
To shine in it.
Read.
For the glory of the Most High did lighten it.
Because the glory of the Most High, which is Yahweh Shai, will lighten the kingdom. Right? Read.
And the Lamb is the light thereof.
Yeah, I jumped ahead, sorry. And the Lamb is the light thereof. Yahweh Shai will lighten the kingdom. That's how much power will emanate off the Son of the Most High. Right? Now we're getting a better understanding why when we read down it's clear that no wickedness, no defiledness. You think you're going to have wicked ninjas running up to him with blunts in his ear in the kingdom? Talking about Yahweh Shai. Heaven does not got a ghetto. If that's the case, you just stay here in Norfolk 2611, right? Or where's your hood at? Yonkers. Y'all know we don't need no hood in heaven, right? He asked some good questions, and I want to get to them. We ain't gonna get them in one night, but are we gonna be able to, the TV in the kingdom, and we're gonna go into all these things, but. When I went through his questions, I was like, man, these are some good ones. Read on.
And the nations of them, which are saved, shall walk in the light of it.
The nations shall what?
Walk in the light of it.
Right, they're going to walk in the light of it, but it's going to get some clarity. You're like, see, well, the nation's going to be there. Well, let's read down so you can understand. Go ahead.
And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it.
Right, they're going to bring their order. We know what that means because Isaiah 60 says what? They're going to come to the gates and bring all the gold, the women, the kings before us. Right? But let's clarify. Gates, right? And bringing them to us, for us. Go ahead.
And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day.
See, there you go. That's the key. A lot of people think, oh, well, the nations are going to be in the kingdom. No. First of all, the world is going to benefit from the truth. But the kingdom, that's going to only be accessible to the holy people. Right? All nations ain't going to come in this kingdom. It's telling you that they're going to participate in the glory and power and righteousness. That it tells you in Isaiah 14, the whole earth shall be at rest. The law shall go forth from Zion. Right? They're going to participate. They have part in that. But as for the city, read on. It's going to tell us. Read.
For there shall be no night there. Verse 26.
Read.
And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it.
Go ahead.
And there shall in no wise enter it into it anything that defiles.
See, there should nothing defiled enter into the kingdom. Now, I'm going to show y'all something. Israelites are no longer going to sin, but who is? How do we know that? How do we know that the other nations will still be going through this battle of whether good or evil? Right? Why? Why are they're gonna be like you are now? But we're not gonna be like us. We're gonna be like Yahweh Shah. How do we know that they're gonna still be going through this battle of sinning? Who knows why? What you got?
Scripture?
Yeah, what scripture?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Okay, what you got?
Oh, yeah, I'm
Scripture?
scripture too.
Okay. Who knows? Show your button.
Zechariah 13.
Zechariah 13 is one of them. Okay. What are you going to prove?
That they're going to have,
You got to talk loud, huh?
that it's going to be a battle for them to keep the feast days, and they're going to be punished for not keeping the feast days.
Well, it's going to be this decision that they got to follow righteousness or do their own will. Right? That's the proper way you have to say that. What Zechariah shows us is that they have a decision, as opposed to us. The law is going to be in our inward parts. We're going to be working the law. We're going to be the law. I am the law. Right? But them, they're going to have a choice. Right? And in that choice, we know what that is. Right? It could be sinning, or it could be doing the will of the Most High. So let's read that one first, and then we'll go to the other one. Go ahead.
Zechariah chapter 13, verse 16.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass,
Right?
that everyone that is left of all the nations,
Right?
which came against Jerusalem, shall even go up from year to year to worship the King.
Right. Stop. So as we see this, we're seeing that this kingdom that John the Revelator was talking about, Isaiah was talking about, right? In Isaiah 60, Isaiah 66, Isaiah 61, right? These men that talked about this new kingdom, okay? They knew that the Gentiles was going to come up, right? Because everybody has to show obeisance to the King of Kings. Okay, go ahead.
The Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain.
Right. Why? If the law is in their inward parts like it is with us, then why would they have a choice or a decision? See, it's going to be natural for us to do the will of the Most High. But them, they're still going to have a choice. Y'all see this? To where I could, you know what? Nah, they ain't been over here in a minute. I'm not going up to the feast. That's when you see the Superman come and, right, plant in there and be like, oh, you're not coming up. Okay, who said that? Who said that? Bring them out. Right? Mm-hmm. Right, who was with them? Who agreed? You see that? They're going to have a choice and a decision. But what does it say?
Even upon them shall be no rain.
Right. Or it might be just the word. Okay, they don't get any blessings. No rain means no food. Right? Go ahead.
And if the family of Egypt go not up,
Right.
and come not,
Right.
that have no rain,
Right?
there shall be the plague, wherewith the Most High will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the feast of tabernacles.
You see that? So the feasts are going to still be kept. And what it's telling us is this. They have a choice. We knew that because go to Isaiah 2, the one y'all should have been looking for. This is how we know that there in them is still going to be a choice. In us, we are no longer going to sin. We're no longer going to think like that. Feel that way. Have that emotion. Right? Wake up and be double-minded, unsure. Man, I don't know if I can keep doing this. I can't keep trying to fight. Nah. You're going to wake up, man, and know where the power is, because you are going to be part of that power daily. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
And it shall come to pass
Right.
in the last days
Right.
that the mount of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain,
Go ahead.
and shall be exalted above the hills,
Uh-huh.
and all nations shall flow unto it.
We're reading that. This is what it says in Isaiah 60:1. The Gentiles shall come to thy light. They are going to come to the light. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. Right? But we know that what happened, there was something that happened before all of this. A thrashing, a destruction. Right? To where we had to do, read on, it's going to tell us. Go ahead.
And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mount of the Most High.
Right, but listen, something had to happen, because as we're reading Zechariah, as we read Isaiah 29, King shall be thy nursing fathers and queen thy nursing mothers, and they shall bow down before you. When you go to Isaiah 60, and it says they will come to the gates, they will bring their kings. When you go to Psalms, I think it's 2, with kings, with fetters, right? They're going to come with chains. Like, if you don't put these precepts together, you're thinking like, oh yeah, everybody's going to just be holding hands. Brother, you missed so many scriptures. The scripture said they got to come in chains. Because a lot of them, yes, there are going to be some that don't got to come in chains. They're going to be like, man, I'm going up to serve the black man, the black woman, the Israelite man, the Israelite woman. And above all, who? I'm going to serve Yahweh. I'm going to serve Yahweh Shai. I ain't got nothing to say, man. They doing it now. They grab the skirt to him that is a Jew and be like, look, listen, I know y'all the Israelites. What could I do for y'all? No, don't touch me. You a heathen. Bro, you okay? You know we Israelites, then what you gonna do then? Huh? Let's start something. You know what I mean? Start giving some alms. Start helping out. You're not gonna be like, you know what? No, you can't believe. Shut your mind down. No, you're going to be like, oh, you know what? If you do believe, then what do the heathens do when they believe? They give, they help, they support, right? And that already is happening. And it's going to happen, but there's got to be many that are like, Negro, hell no. There's no way I'm bowing to a chocolate man. Chocolate sister. Dark skin. Right? No spit. Hell no. You think I'll bow to a border jumper? My death. Right? And that's what happened to them. They're going to come in chains. They're going to be tormented. They're going to be destroyed. Right? He said, those mine enemies that when I reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before me. Luke 19:27. You don't have to go there. Go ahead.
To the house of the power of Jacob.
Uh-huh.
And I will teach, and he will teach us of his ways.
Stop. We, according to Jeremiah 31, and this is why I went from one question to this question, because the sequence was too close to show you that from the kingdom, us being trained, changed, transformed, renewed, and where we don't have to teach each other, but the nations still got to be taught. We got to teach them, right? But remember, this second question is about, will we sin? We're finding out, no, because the law is going to be in our inward parts. And we're getting to that point, but there's some other details in here I wanted to go into. Go ahead.
And we will walk in his paths.
You see, so the Gentiles have to be taught in the future. They're not going to be with hearts like us, minds like us, spirits like us, right? See, but you see why if you don't pull all the scriptures and you just pull one, you can miss the understanding of that point. Oh, see, it said it was going to come in the gates. Right. Our gates are going to be like this. This is the gate. This is the kingdom. Show me in what bougie house your gate is right here by the... That's your apartment, brother. Because you're a servant. You're a slave. But when you go to the mansion, Drake's mansion, his gate starts here.
Rick Ross mansion.
Yeah, Rick Ross mansion. You got to drive a mile up. They gonna come in those gates. But in that kingdom, they ain't making it into. Because it tells us, let's go back. So, they got the quarter, right? Go ahead and read.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law.
Okay, so we get that the Gentiles are still going to have to be taught. That's clear. You don't even have to, really no deep edification. It's telling us the law is going to go forth from Zion and they're going to come and say, let us be taught of them. Period. Right? Okay, jump back to Ezekiel. No, Revelation, excuse me.
Revelation chapter 21, verse 27.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt in no wise enter into it anything that defileth.
Now, is there any Israelite that's going to sin in the kingdom? Is there any Gentile that's going to come into this kingdom sinned and with wicked thoughts and wicked minds? You know why you can't let them in your neighborhood? The same way you can't be let in their neighborhood. Right? You're going to start looking in the car windows, see what Gucci bags on the seat. You know what I mean? You're going to be envious. You're looking at it like, I don't like that. Right? Why? You see the gold chains and the belts. You watch them come from the glorious things and doing happy times. What you want to do? You want to run up and start shooting everybody, talking about, I want a little piece of America too. So no, right? We're going to walk totally on the other side of the street. You can't be in my presence. Well, that's the same thing that is happening to you. That's the same thing that's going to happen to them in the kingdom. The scriptures say double unto them. So just as disdain, when you go, if you think, we could go down this road, but when you go to Revelation 18, when you go back to Isaiah 14, it says, it's one in, I think, Job 2, where it says, we shall narrowly look at him. We're going to be like, this dude, brother, get away from them. Father, is this the man that has us in, right? Yes. They're dirty. Stay away from him, boy. Right? But this is what's going to happen for us in the future. Right? And I'm not just saying that to be funny. The scriptures tell you that. Remember, everything I'm saying up here, you're not going to be able to say, hey, when you had said the other day, could you prove that? I'm not saying that. I'm not going to get caught out there. I'm not just saying stuff for you to catch me. Right? I'm literally saying what the scriptures say. We're narrowly going to look at these people. The scripture in Job said, we did not want to even them around the dogs, our dogs. So what you think is going to happen in the kingdom? They cannot come through our gates, y'all. Or rather, I should say, the door of the kingdom. Right? They're not making it into that. Go ahead.
Neither whatsoever worketh abomination.
Is this one?
Or maketh a lie.
See, are you listening? Neither that what works abomination. So here's the question. Is Israelites going to be sinning in the kingdom? Hell no. All of them is going to be, why do you think the wilderness, the process, right? The rebels got to be cast out. Why do you think the 2/3 got to be burnt to a crisp? Because they're not making it to that. Why did the scripture say you had to be born again unless you're not going to enter into the kingdom? I mean, that's clear, right? Flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom. That flesh and blood is to be carnally minded is death. Right? That's not going to make it into the kingdom. So this is a easy one. It's easy that we are not going to sin. Wickedness and pollution is not going to make it into the kingdom. Right? Okay, read.
Or maketh a lie.
Or maketh a what?
A lie.
Oh, y'all get this? Y'all get this? No distortion or corruption. No distortion or corruption is entering into the kingdom of the Father. Right? Y'all got to understand, we better wake the hell up. We're thinking like, I'm not so bad. You know, the Lord knows my heart. He does know your heart. That you're okay with it. That you're okay with bare minimum. That you're okay with being corrupted. Instead of hating the evil that's in you. Like Paul said, "Oh wretched man that I am." Let's not deceive ourselves, y'all. Right? You going about to establish your own righteousness. Jesus knows my heart. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? That's a true saying. He really knows our heart. So we got to be careful. Read.
But they which are written in the Lamb's book of life.
Check that out. Those are the only ones that's going to make it into this kingdom. So to answer this question, no, nobody polluted, corrupted, sinning is going to enter into this kingdom. The Gentiles, they're still going to have this in them. They're not making it in. The Israelites, the law is going to be written in us. Go to Isaiah 4, verse 3.
Isaiah chapter 4, verse 3.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem, shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem.
Woo. You see how John said the same thing that Isaiah says, right? He said the same thing, that nobody that is among the dead shall come in, right? You see what's going on? You see why I put those two subjects together? Because what were we doing to enter into this new covenant? We were changing. We were coming from the dead zone. We were being born again. Y'all get this? Go ahead.
Verse 4.
Uh-huh.
But the Most High hath washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion.
Check that out. Of all nations.
And washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion.
Right. Y'all see that? And washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion. Y'all get this? Go ahead.
And shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof.
How?
By the spirit of judgment.
By the spirit of what?
Of judgment.
And what else?
And by the spirit of burning.
That's not syphilis, y'all. That's not gonorrhea. Like, we're all going to get gonorrhea. No. You're going to get something deeper than that. A fire that burns your eyes out of your holes, and your tongue shall melt in your mouth. Right. Not Sarah Connor's vision. No. John the Revelator. Zachariah's vision. Sarah Connor bid it from them, right? But y'all understand, right? That burning is fire, right? Go from there, so we get this. The scripture says, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy. What I tell you all the time, not holy socks. This is righteous, pure. Not holy pockets. Holy, true, pure people, right? Go to Isaiah 60:21. And we're going to read down. Isaiah 60, verse 21 on down.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 21.
Go ahead.
Thy people also shall be all righteous.
Wait a minute. What?
Thy people also shall be all righteous.
There you go. So, what was the question? Well, are we going to be sinning in Jerusalem? Are we going to be sinning? No. Every one of us is going to be righteous. That is beautiful. We can walk down the streets and you don't envy your brother. Right? You don't got to say, oh, I'm from this school, so you know what? We disagree. Nah, we all are going to agree. We all going to be really united in Christ. We think about that. Right? That's going to be beautiful. You're not going to have to worry about stealing, thieving from each other, lying. You're not going to have to worry about no man not taking responsibility, the women not taking responsibility. We're all going to be righteous. Read.
They shall inherit the land forever.
They should. That was the promise. When you go back to Daniel's 10, when you read into Revelations, when you read everything we just been going over, we shall inherit the land forever. Forever. Read.
The branch of my planting, the work of my hand.
Right.
That I may be glorified.
Check that out. To give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so y'all get this, right? Okay, go from there. Go to Isaiah 51. We're going over, is Israelites going to sin in the kingdom? And if y'all got anything that, then, yeah. We're going to go to 51 verse 4.
Isaiah chapter 51 verse 4.
Go ahead.
Hearken unto me, my people, and give ear unto me, O my nation. For the Lord shall proceed from you, and I will make my judgment to rest for the light of the people.
Right?
My righteousness is near.
Right?
My salvation is going forth, and my arm shall judge the people.
Uh-huh.
The isles shall wait upon me, and on my arm shall they trust.
Right?
Lift up your eyes to the heavens, and look upon the earth beneath. For the heavens shall vanish away like smoke, and the earth shall wax old like a garment.
Mm-hmm.
And they that dwell therein shall die like men.
Go ahead.
But my salvation shall be forever.
Right, but my salvation, Israel, this change, this process is not going to be, oh, they fell back off again. Satan got in their heart and came again. That's why they don't understand 1,000 years. The 1,000 years is something that already happened. You gotta, bro, how could the future prophecy be destroyed by the prophecy of the past? This is a prophecy that says forever. Everlasting life. When they read about the 1,000 years and Satan will come back, that's the prophecy that is said forever. You go to Daniel's, it said Christ's kingdom is going to be forever. The 1,000 years happened in the past. Right? That's historical. Yeah, that's the Renaissance period. People don't understand, like, how could one prophecy outdo an everlasting prophecy? He said that in the, like, it's common sense, right? Nah, it's not really. Because brothers, when they drop that, they're like, no, Satan's going to come back after 1,000 years. Well, then how are we going to rule forever? Bro, you got your understanding twisted because you're not even sequencing the Bible in its correct content. Like, forever means that when Christ rules, from then on is forever. So that means that you misunderstood when it said Satan coming back after 1,000 years. That's what you got to get in the right mind. Y'all get that? Okay. So we're going to rule forever. We're going to be righteous forever. Ain't going to be none of this no more. You see that? So everybody in the kingdom is going to be right. Go ahead.
And my righteousness shall not be abolished.
There it is. The righteousness that's in us, that changed us, will never be taken away. Y'all get that? So no, we are not going to sin in the kingdom of the Father. Y'all get that? Okay, you got anything to add? You got anything to add? What you got? No? Okay. Does anybody got any questions on that? Whoa. I want to get home already. That's does anybody got any questions? There we go, man. Y'all keep it litty in here. What?
The scripture you quoted earlier.
Which one?
It's Isaiah 14.
What about it? They shall narrowly?
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. That's how we gonna look at that guy. We shall narrowly look at it. Is this he that did weaken nations? Yeah, that's that guy, huh? Okay. All right. Any questions on that? I'm gonna give the brother Isaac. I'm hoping he's on here. Oh my God! Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Montezara, what you got? So off the topic?
On the topic.
Okay, go ahead.
So I kind of don't really get the forest part. What was it called? The going back into the forest part. The wilderness.
Go back into the forest?
The wilderness part. Yeah.
What forest?
I mean,
That's just.
yeah.
Go to Ezekiel. We're not going back into the forest. It's literally from what we know, the process from where we're going to go from here. Let's go back there, Ezekiel 31. So, first of all, real quick, does anybody got any question on what we just went over? Because we're going to jump into another question. Oh, they are present. Okay, well, I want to know, do y'all got any questions on that? Is your question, so was that clear what we went over? All right? Isaac, let me know, was that clear? And while we wait for the brother, let's just jump over there to Ezekiel. What is it? 20? Yeah.
20 to 33.
We're going to jump. Y'all should know me by now. I'm not going to jump in the middle of it. Right? Go to 20 and start at verse. Yeah. 33 is it? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 33.
Go ahead.
As I live, saith the Most High Power,
Yeah.
surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out,
Right.
will I rule over you,
Go ahead.
and I will bring you out of the people.
Right. Now, okay. Let's read it slow so we can get some understanding. I will bring you out of the people. When is that going to happen? Y'all went blank on me. Y'all went blank on me. I don't know. Is it? Because that's what y'all say. Y'all saying it like y'all done. What does it have me say? Like you got some hair in that chest. Come on.
That's when Yahweh Shai come back.
That's right. That's what he is. Right? When Yahweh Shai comes back, he's going to deliver us. Even the boy said it, right? That's right. When Yahweh Shai comes back, we're going to be delivered out of the people. We know that because Isaiah 11 tells us what? We're going to be gathered from all the nations. When you go to you got those scriptures, Yahweh Shai? You do? Okay, all right. I don't want to assume that, like, those are common with us, so I don't want to assume that you got something and you don't. Okay, so when you go to Isaiah 60, verse, it's like, hold on, I'll tell you right now. It tells us we're going to come out with ships and all that. It's Isaiah. Yes. 60 and what? 60, is it 66 chapter 2? Is that what you said? But it's in 60, and when you read from 60 and 7 on down, it tells us that, read that, 60 and 9. Come on.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 9.
Go ahead.
Surely the isles shall wait for me.
Go ahead.
And the ships of Tarshish.
Start at 8, I'm sorry.
Verse 8. Who are these that fly as a cloud?
Right? So we know what's going to deliver us. What they call clouds or UFOs, right? Who are these that fly as the clouds? Read.
And as the doves.
And as the what?
And as the doves.
That is an idiom that reminds us what the Most High likens the children of Israel as doves. Because that's his favorite bird. Right? He said, who is these doves? Right? Go ahead.
And as the dove to their window.
Right. As the dove, because those doves, those meek doves are going to be looking out those windows of the chariots, crying, spitting up like a baby. We're going to be praising the Most High, begging the Most High, Tawadi Alaway. You ain't going to know what to say, but you're going to say, Barak Ta'ala, right? Who is the ones that the doves through their windows read?
Surely the isles shall wait for me.
Right? The isles. A lot of the islands, we're scattered throughout all these nations. Go ahead.
And the ships of Tarshish first.
Right?
to bring thy sons from far.
Go ahead.
Their silver and their gold with them.
Right. So the sun's going to come from far. Right? Go ahead.
Unto the name of Yahweh thy power.
Right.
And to the Holy One of Israel.
Go ahead.
Because he hath glorified thee.
So we're going to come out of all these nations, right? Isaiah 66 and 20.
Done. Isaiah chapter 66, verse 20.
Right?
And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto the Most High. In chariots.
Right?
And in litters.
Right. That shows you that, this is another thing Yeshaya had to point out to me. Everybody's not going to come out of America. Everybody's not going to come out on chariots. Right? Babylon, the ones that are in Babylon, because Babylon is going to be wiped the hell out with thermal nuke, so the Most High has got to lift us out of here. But there's a lot of us, brothers and sisters, that are still scattered through the four corners of the earth. They will come out after, and they're going to be brought to the Most High. That's what we're reading. Y'all got that, right? Okay, so we get that. Let's get back to his question. Ezekiel.
Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 34.
Go ahead.
And I will bring you out from the people.
Right, so we got that clear. I will bring you out from the people, from all nations, kindreds, and tongues, where it was prophesied would be scattered, right? Go ahead.
And will gather you out of the countries wherein ye were scattered.
Go ahead.
With a mighty hand. And with a stretched out arm. And with fury poured out.
So when is this going to happen? When Yahushua comes back. Okay, go ahead.
And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people.
Right. Now, we're not going to speculate because we don't know where it is. And I'm not going to say it's somewhere that I don't know or I can't prove. It's a wilderness that we're going to be brought. We're going to be brought out of these lands. And there's a place that he's going to bring us to. Now, I heard this new thing that, or it's actually a little bit old, that's America. Well, the prophecy don't make sense then if that's America. Because we're literally going to be coming out of America and all the other lands. Why would it be America again? That's a little bit twisted and redundant. Like, I'm bringing you out of the lands. Why would the wilderness of the people be America? That doesn't make sense. There's a place that after we get gathered, he's going to take us to. Right? Go ahead.
And there will I plead with you face to face.
Now, he's telling us it's going to be a place before we get to the Holy Land and do all that process of reigning over everybody. I'm going to get y'all right where I plead with y'all face to face. Right? So you see the sequence of things? He's going to deliver us, and there's a place he's going to bring us to where he looks at us face to face. Go ahead.
Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness.
Go ahead, like he pleaded with our fathers. So he's showing us it was literally like when we came out of Egypt. We didn't go right into the land, right? No, we went and we circled the wilderness for 40 years. We literally went in circles for 40 years until we were ready and prepared. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen in this wilderness, but the prophecy is what? We're going to be brought to this place, and he said he's going to plead with us. Go ahead.
Of the land of Egypt.
Right.
So will I plead with you, saith the Most High.
Go ahead.
And will cause you to pass under the rod.
Right. We know the rod is the law. He's going to cause us to pass under that. Right? The judgment.
That's what it means to plead. That's what he means to plead. It don't mean that the Most High won't beg us and are you going to get it right this time? Yeah. Please get it right. That word in Hebrew means to, like you said, judge. Yeah. We're going to be judged by the Lord in the wilderness. Right. And then we don't.
Go ahead.
And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
Right, so he's going to bring us into that covenant. Go ahead.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels.
Right, you see, because we're all getting it right, right? We're all trying to change, right? Okay, but we know that there will be a lot of people that weren't sincere. Right. So what's going to happen in this wilderness? It's going to reveal that. Right, because we just read, no unclean thing is going to enter into the kingdom. All the kafirs, all the fakers, all the hypocrites, all the ones that we did this for show, right? We did it for clicks. We did it to be seen of man. I'm only here because my husband's here.
Yeah.
I'm only here because my rib's here. I'm only here because my dad forced me to come to class.
Yeah.
All that got to be revealed. Everybody's heart is going to be revealed. You understand? Go ahead.
And them that transgress against me.
And then that what?
Transgress against me.
What's going on over there? Okay, and then that what?
Transgress against me.
You see that? So there's going to be judgment. That's going to be the place of judgment. Everybody's not making it in. Go ahead.
I will bring them forth out of the country,
Right?
where they sojourn.
Right. So we know, I mean, it's clear on the sequence of things. I don't know how brothers can get this misconstrued. The Lord is going to bring us out of these lands, and then he's going to what? Bring us to a place where he pleads with us, judge face to face. Right? Go ahead.
And they shall not enter into the land of Israel.
Right. So y'all see this? Okay. Is that clear, Montezara?
Yeah, I got the order now.
Okay. Right. So, I mean, if you just read it, it tells us the process. We know one thing is not going to happen before another. Right? You're not going to go into the land and be righteous forever, and then he'd be like, wait a minute. Some of y'all is wrong. No, it's a sequence of things that got to happen. Right? Okay. All right. Did Isaac hit us back?
It's clear, no questions.
Okay. Well, that's it. What's up?
I was wondering, right? So I know that the other Israelites in the other countries aren't going to know the truth, so are they going to be taught the truth in the court?
Okay. What he said, is that true?
Okay.
Oh, what's not true? What he just said? What?
Well, scripture says everyone will know. Like,
All of us will be taught. Well, let's get some verses for him. Let's get some verses for him, because the earth, everybody's going to know. They're going to hear it. Listen, it's happening now. I know you're thinking like, bro, they going to be in the jungles? Bro, there's someone right now in Brazil that came out of the jungle to go shop in Brazil somewhere, that seen a Hebrew Israelite, that learned, that went back to the jungles, and I'm not being funny. Go do the research about these cats that's in these jungles. They do be coming out. They do be coming out, yes, but they live in the middle of these jungles with nobody. Right now, I'm speaking of, you got a few different sects. You got the ones that live in these jungles and maybe not come out, right? They're still going to hear it because the prophecy says it. But then you got some that live in the jungles that we don't live on the land, we don't live like everybody else. We go get up what we need and come back in, right? We know there's two. There's a lot of information that shows you this is happening. Then we know the ones that where the white man's trying to go up and go in the middle of them, and right when they go in them, they kill them. They don't want none of that in the middle of them. You got those people too, but a lot of them are going to hear.
You can't forget about how you got the brothers in Esau's military going all across the world. You have brothers sitting here. Now he's able to go to another country and spread the gospel to our people that's scattered. I got two on Facebook. It's beautiful. You got two. If you came in here, you'd be like, oh, that's a heathen. Because you'd have looked at him at his face and said, yeah, that's a Filipino. But this brother's out there keeping the commandments. Now, do we know? We won't know until Yahweh come back. But the scriptures say we are scattered across the four corners in every nation. There's another brother from Indonesia. Indonesia. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Did you want Jeremiah 31?
We just went. We just went to that one. What y'all got? Any warriors, armor bearers in here that got them ready? Huh? You got your swords ready? Huh? Daggers? Blades? How about razor blades? Anything? I'm just messing with y'all. You know I'm just. What you got, Lakad?
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14.
That's where I was going. Alright, so that was my one trick pony right there. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world.
There you go. I mean, but truthfully, that's all that is needed. And this gospel that shall be preached when?
In all the world.
Go ahead.
For a witness unto all nations.
Uh-huh.
And then shall the end come.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all understand? So the word is going to go throughout all nations, kindreds, tongues. And we got to stop assuming that it's going to be you butt naked in the middle of the Brazil. Right? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to disguise myself from Brazil, and I'm going to go teach the brothers out there. No, it ain't going to be you. It's going to be somebody that gets the word, and somehow they're going to be in the middle of the jungles. Right? Just like you see those brothers in the Philippines. You would never thought it. Right? Watch, you're going to start seeing them everywhere because you got you got brothers that are going to share the word. The internet goes everywhere. You know what I mean? All you got to do is build a nice power line out there in the jungles, and you be out there butt naked with a cell phone. Sound like serious, y'all. So the Most High said the word is going to be taught to all nations, kindreds, and tongues, and everybody's going to know the word, right? So, anything online? Any questions online? Okay. What's that last one right there?
Oh, it is the question now.
What's that?
Deuteronomy 23:7.
What about it?
Help me understand that scripture.
Thou shalt. Look, there's nothing to understand. That's what it says. Everybody gets caught up on this. The scriptures say, let's go there.
Come. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 7.
Wait till they get it. Right, brothers try to bamboozle their way out of this one. There's no need. Right? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite.
Right. Thou shalt not hate an Edomite. That's in the law. So there's no way around it. Now let's deal with common sense. Esau aside, do I hate my brother because I tell him the truth? I correct him? Okay, so you can't say that because, oh, y'all hate Esau because you tell him to his face what he's done. Nah. See, the spirit of hatred is motivated to hurt and harm and to make moves before the Father. This spirit of hatred that is talking about. And we know that because the same thing is taught to who? Right? You can dislike something that your brother's doing, right? And hate the evil that he's doing, but not hate your brother, right? Right. So let's remember, the problem is that the Gentiles, the people of the world, don't got the understanding of the scriptures. So when they read this, they be like, well, this doesn't mean you can't denounce them. We do it to our people. We denounce them. So hating or being motivated by this hate is what we're not supposed to do. Right? We're not supposed to be motivated to go and kill and murder and do what they did to us.
Right.
So, yeah, that's the law. Right? That goes with thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not murder. Right? Where are you at?
1 John chapter 3, verse 15.
Yeah, go to 1 John 3, verse 15.
1 John chapter 3, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
Right, well, there it is. does this mean, who's Esau?
For he is thy brother.
Esau is your brother. Right? So we weren't supposed to be moved and convicted off of the things they did to us, to where now we want to move on them and we want to destroy them. Well, the scripture says, as it is written, Esau have I hated, Jacob have I loved. The father hates Esau, but that's him. He gave us a strict law to say what? You're not going to be motivated off of that. This is simple. Why? Because when we move off our hatred, do we move like the Father? Hell nah. I got to practice this daily to not be motivated by hate by the white man. Because all the hurt and harm and danger and wickedness they put on us, I be wanting to revenge. You know what I mean? But we can't be motivated like that. The Father said, don't hate them. And that's what it was supposed to prevent us to do. To make sure we're not moving in this mind where, no, they got bats and they shoot us down in the street. Let's go get guns and we're going to shoot them down in the street. First of all, why they shoot you down in the street? The Most High put that in their power. So, I know brothers try to run around this. But there's no running around it. Just like it says, don't eat pork, it's telling us here what? Don't abhor the Edomites. Because we're not supposed to be motivated like the devil. They're the devil, and if they claim to be, if we claim for them to be the devil, then we're not supposed to move like the devil. Right? But for the Christians out there that trying to say that means you can't tell them who they are, you can't show and reprove them, you got it twisted. Right. Because the Bible tells you what? Rebuke them sharply. It says show them, show the world. Right? So not only Israelites, but also the nations, also the devil. He's going to be told who the hell he is. But the word is true and you cannot take from the word. It says don't abhor them. Right? Because when you abhor them, what does it say?
And ye know that
no, from the top, read it again.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
Right. See, when you move by this hatred, you start to move off this spirit of, I want to kill you. On any level. How many of us felt like that? Hell yeah. But you see why he said to us, don't move off of that? Because what happens is we be wanting to do what they did, what they do to us. When you watch that TV and they shoot our brothers down, all I want to do is go get guns. But I got to remember, the Most High said, nah, that's not your power. That's not what you're supposed to do. You stay focused on what you're supposed to do. Y'all get that?
It said furious anger is not made for...
Let's go there. Let's go there. That was where we... Look, he already had it. Right. So this is why the Most High said, abhor not an Edomite. I'm going to say it again for all y'all that think this means that they're not going to be told they're the devil or they're not going to be rebuked sharply. They're a naughty nigga. They're the real nigga. They got to be told and rebuked and shown what they're doing. Lord knows if we showing our people, you don't think we're going to tell the beast that he's a damn animal? That ain't, so don't try to manipulate that and be like, well, you know, you hate them. No, I do all in my power to follow the commandment. Lord knows. Lord knows. We know that Yahweh Shai has to take that place. Yahweh Shai has to have vengeance on him. But it's our job to focus on what we need to be doing. Right? Not how the righteous shall be, or the wicked shall be, and the righteous shall be. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
Pride was not made for men.
What's that?
Pride was not made for men.
Go ahead.
Nor furious anger of them that are born of a woman.
So this is why the Most High said abhor abhor means to hate. When you get in this hatred, you get in this anger to where now you're furious. You want to circumvent the will of God and put your hands on them.
That's right.
You want to circumvent vengeance is mine and put your hands on them. Lord knows this. He knows our heart. Because we be wanting to put our hands on their ass every day.
That's right.
Then we going to judge wrong. Because we going to think he a white man. That's why the next chapter says, abhor not a man by his appearance.
Right.
Because you're going to look and see the blonde hair, blue eyes, like, yeah, you devil, you devil.
Right.
Meanwhile, his grandfather and his father was chocolate.
Yeah.
He just had Edomite mother. Like, look at Blake Griffin kids. You see, like you said, I was watching it earlier today. If you see Blake Griffin's son and he becomes a cop, you go like, look at that white cop.
Yep. You're going to be like, that's the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, usually, that's what we do. We judge wrong, and we judge by outward appearance. That's our problem. We're not supposed to judge by outward appearance. You know what I mean? Because if a light-skinned person came up in here that looked Caucasian and said, I don't know what my father and my mother was. I was adopted.
Yeah, you got that.
Then what do you do? But I believe in this truth. What do you do? Look, he got it up there. Blake Griffin's son looked like a damn white boy. He don't got no Negro features about him. So then what you gonna say? He got all his mama's features. Huh? He got the thin lips. He got the thin hair. Blonde hair. Damn blonde hair, white boy, right? That's what we say. We're looking at the outward appearance. And that's why the Most High said, don't abhor, because our judgment is wrong. You know what I mean? You see it through a lot of Israelites. It's like, brother, you don't know what that brother is. How many brothers, the brother in the ISUPK, they still banging that brother. You got to eat him out in your camp. It's like, brother, are y'all not listening? The brother's not an Edomite. But people it don't matter. They see light-skinned people through the camp and they be like, bro, who is that? Who's that among you? Like, what you mean, who's that among you? He's a light-skinned Mexican.
Right.
Then what? Oh, he got to be a Spaniard. Why? Because you say so? Nah, bro. It don't work like that. I'm going to keep saying it. My son, I had from the mother a dark-skinned daughter and a light-skinned son. I'm like, how is this possible? I couldn't get none of them, both of them dark, right? But that's what the Most High did in the gene pool. What are you going to say? You know what I mean? Well, one's an Israelite and one's not. Because you judging by appearance. So it's very important to understand why the Most High said this. Because when you look at these different dynamics and how us as Israelites can be motivated off of hatred and off of anger, we will want to circumvent the vengeance of the Lord. So he put in the law, listen, don't do that. Don't be like the devil. Let them be like the devil. Right? Where are you at?
2 Esdras chapter 9.
No, hold that. It's in 1 John. Go. Get down real quick. So read the 1 John where we were at. The devil. The 1 John where we were at.
1 John chapter 3 verse 15.
Yeah, read that.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
Right.
And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
Right. And that's what we got to remember. That when we get to this point, the reason why the white man is the condemned and punished is because the Lord said so. So if you want to go to that level, the Lord said he hates him.
Right.
So we don't even got to step in that arena with him. Right? Or be motivated like we want, like a lot of us want to, right? Because you can see that. And I know a lot of times when you see Israelites move on the white man, you see this. And you're like, well, this is what y'all are doing. Yeah, but not everybody. We supposed to be keeping the law. Right? Okay. Read on.
Verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Hereby perceive we the love of Yahweh.
Right. So we see that, right? Go to 1 John 4 in verse 4.
1 John chapter 4, verse 4.
Go ahead.
Ye are of Yahweh,
Right?
little children.
Right. We supposed to be of the Father. You don't try to get your way out of the laws. We're not the Christians. You're never going to catch me say, oh, you know what? That's something else. Nah, that's what it means. You know what I mean? No, when you look that up, it don't say the Arabs. This is talking about the Edomites. All right? They say that. No, that's talking about the Arabs. Well, then the Arabs, though. How many of us go in that spirit, too? Right? Well, I hate all the dirty-ass Ishmaelites. Like, you still, no matter what way you get around it, you're trying to circumvent the laws of the Most High. We don't supposed to do that. And if you got understanding, you know why. You know what I mean? It's nothing for me to deal with them and know what they are. And not even worry about them. They're not in the equation. I'm worried about my people. You know what I mean? I know who he is. He knows who we are. Right? They're not the focus. I'm talking about brothers and sisters that got the spirit of the devil in them. What about that? Let's talk about that. The chocolate devil. Right? Go ahead.
And have overcome them.
And have what?
Overcome them.
So we have to overcome them. How? Following the law, statutes, commandments. Go ahead.
Because greater is he that is in you.
This is what it's supposed to be. Greater is what?
Greater is he that is in you.
Go ahead.
Than he that is in the world.
Than he that is in the world. So when the law says it, unless you're going to do like cats, do like the Christians and take the law out, then if you're a real Hebrew Israelite, stand in the law and teach what the word says. Right? The second Esdras. Ooh, time is riding. Go ahead.
2 Esdras chapter 9, verse 13.
Go ahead.
And therefore, be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished.
Right?
And when.
Like, a lot of us get too much caught up on the so-called white man. Listen, we all know in here who he is. We all know in here he's the wicked one. But we all know what the law says. Not to be motivated on that path. And our whole being is gathered around. We got to hate the white man. Now, read.
But inquire how the righteous shall be saved.
And that's what we should be doing. Worried about how you're going to save your butt. Right? So, hopefully that clarifies that in Deuteronomy. What else we got? That was it? All right. Yes, sir.
I was kind of wondering, can we go over Matthew 13 and 29 and 30?
Yes. Matthew 13, 29 and 30. Go ahead.
All right. But he said, nay, least while days.
Matthew's what?
Matthew chapter 13, verse 29.
Go ahead.
But he said, nay, least while ye gather up the tears, ye root up also the wheat with them.
Okay, verse 24. Let's start from there. Let somebody else read.
God.
Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 13 and verse 24.
Go ahead.
Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man,
right,
which soweth good seed in his field.
Right. So this is a parable that Yahweh Shai was using an analogy, right, to show us how the kingdom of heaven is. Okay, go ahead. So the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that sow good seed. So remember, he uses agriculture a lot because this is what we dealt with. So you dealt with the seed, you dealt with the sower, right? And this is what we did. Whatever seed it was, we was dealing with different seeds of agriculture. Fruits, corn, wheat, right? So imagine the kingdom of heaven being like a man sowed a seed in the field. Go ahead.
Good seed in his field.
Read.
But while men slept.
Right. But while he went to sleep, read.
His enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat.
Read.
And went his way.
Mm-hmm.
But while this blade was sprung up,
right,
and brought forth fruit.
Right. So fast forwarded, somebody, as this grew, the wheat grew. Little did you know that there was other things in the middle of this. Go ahead.
Then appeared the tares also.
Go ahead.
So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field?
Go ahead.
From whence then hath it tares?
Go ahead.
He said unto them, An enemy had done this.
Right. So it's showing us that what? An enemy has sown the seed, bad seed among us. Right? Twofold. We know this is spiritual, and it literally is physical on so many levels. All Israel's not Israel. You got black, white people among us. Right? We already know you're going to discontinue a light-skinned cat. That's a given. Right? Nah, you could be white. Your features ain't Negroid anyway. But a lot of times our people fail to see that there's black people that forefathers is what? Edomites. And they had somebody chocolate and they didn't know. And they are Edomites among us. The seed, Satan came and sowed seeds among us. That's the physical. The spiritual is, some of you among us are spiritual Edomites. Because you will reject the word like the heathen. Right? So you got the spiritual and then you got the physical. Right? Go ahead.
The servant said unto him,
Go ahead.
Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up?
Right? Well, listen, we need to go gather gather these bad seed grown up among the good out of it. Once again, let's touch on the spiritual and the physical. Spiritually, you can't decipher. Like I said earlier, you can look into some people's eyes. But yes, the eyes are the window to the soul, but we're not God. So we can only see so far. That's why the Most High said, judge nothing before it's time, right? Yeah, I can see the doubt. But are you going to run on that doubt? I can't tell you that, right? Because you might be doubtful for the moment, but that demon might jump off of you and you believe and do the will of the Father, right?
You might be a drug addict now,
right?
But that don't mean you can't quit that and come back to the Father.
Right.
So you can't judge nothing, like you said, like the scriptures say, you can't judge nothing for its time, because the latter end will be greater than for a man.
Exactly. We've all been there. We're all still there in whatever status you're in, still conquering whatever sin and trying to change. So what he's saying is, look, let's go ahead and gather them up. Which one's the FBI agent? When they come in, start patting everybody down, right? Like, are we going to do that? Well, that's what he's saying. Let's gather them up. Oh, which one's the Edomite? Oh, hold on. Your hair's real loose, brother. It's not natted enough. Now, that brother, he's a Hebrew. Him chocolate. Where's your chocolate, Miss I? And, it gets into that stupidity to where you start to judge not by the Spirit, right? We know it's about your nationality, but are we going to go all the way to the point to where we're the angels to pick out who is good and who is bad? No. The scriptures tell you what? Then you become a judge and not a doer of the law, right? So we got to watch that. You know what I mean? We can only we only can judge what we can see at the moment, the sins, and correct them and rebuke them and move on. But we don't know what's in each other's spirit. You see that? So you got the spiritual and then you got the physical. Y'all get this? Okay, go ahead.
Verse 29. But he said, Nay, least while ye gather up.
So the answer was no. Are we supposed to be the judge, the jury, and the executioners?
Nay.
No. Right? We don't know what Hebrew Israelite is a chocolate Edomite, or we don't know what Israelite, light-skinned Israelite, is really an Edomite. You don't know. You could be lying all you want. Right? You could really be a Hamite, or you could be a Spaniard. Right? You never know. You could be a planet agent. We would never know. You could lie to us to the face like, Shalom, I'm a Hebrew, die, ride, or die. and it could all be a lie. Well, we know. No, because you're not the Most High. So why would you assume the position of the jury, the judge, and the executioner? Con? Go ahead.
Least while you gather up the tears.
And most of all, why you can't do that, because what?
Least while you gather up the tears.
Why you're trying to do that?
You root up also.
You what?
Root up also.
You offend one of his little sheep. Now you're offending the children of the Most High. Because you coming back and saying, brother, oh yeah, where's this and that and this? And the brother's like, I heard I was a Hebrew Israelite, I came to learn. I didn't know you had to prick my finger, bro. Like, go get 3 generations back. I want to see your mama, your great-grandmama, right? Oh, yeah. Then you get into what? Birth certificates, that's a lie. The white man wrote them. You see how stupid it can get? So brother, you're a Hebrew? Come. Okay, but did anybody get asked for a birth certificate? Well, how do we know you are or not? We got to let the Spirit bear witness who our is, right? Okay, go ahead.
Also the wheat with them.
Right, because you'll start harming the good seed. Read.
Verse 30.
Right, go ahead.
Let both grow together.
Let them alone. Let them both grow together. Let the Most High do this. This is what he's going to show us. Go ahead.
Until the harvest.
Until when?
The harvest.
Right, read.
And in the time of the harvest.
Right.
I will say to the reapers.
Right.
Gather ye together.
Right.
First the tares.
Right.
And bind them in bundles.
Right.
To burn them.
Right. So to burn them with what?
To burn them.
Right.
But gather the wheat into my barn.
Right. Go to verse 37.
Verse 37.
Go ahead.
He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man.
Right. He that sowed the good seed is the Son of Man. And that seed, the chosen seed, the righteous, we've been awakened, right? The word is in us. The seed of the Most High is in us, right? And you were in a Gentile state of mind. That's in us. But there's some, right, that's here that might not be the actual lineage, the line, the root. Go ahead.
Verse 38.
Uh-huh.
The field is the world.
Go ahead.
The good seed is the children of the kingdom.
So if you thought this wasn't talking about nationality, he straight out cuts it straight to the point. So you can't just say, oh, that's spiritual. Brother, it's literally talking about the children. What did you miss? It says children. Go ahead.
But the tares.
But what?
But the tares.
Hold on, what?
Yeah. It says seed also.
It says seed also, right? Right? And we know. Why do you think I said spiritual and physical, right? Because it brings out both perspectives in here. Go ahead.
But the tares.
But the tares, go ahead.
Are the children of the wicked.
So what is that telling us? That amongst the wheat, we also got children of the wicked among us. Spiritual and physical. Right? And you don't know, you're not going to know until that day is revealed and the Most High is going to be like, hold on. Separate the goat from the sheep.
That's right.
This is an Edomite. This is a Gentile. You come on over here. And you, an Israelite, you come on over here. Right? Yeah. Go ahead.
The enemy that sold them is the devil.
Right? The enemy that sold them is the devil. See, the white man's plan. When you go into the book, that one book, the Willie Lynch book. But also when you go into these other books, the Spaniards, the conquistadors, slavery, their job was, I'm gonna breed out these cats, these Israelites from the land. That's what America's about. America's about, in the year of 2040, everybody's gonna look like this. These dummies don't understand. It's still the seed is a seed. They think, but what they're trying to do is lay their seed in what? Have the fathers, right, of these black women, Hispanic women. So the wicked one is doing that. So that way, when you go preach, mama's white, you're like, well, damn, mama's the devil. Like, damn, what I supposed to do? Grandma's the devil. You're like, you see that? So this is why the Most High said, we got to just preach the word, because if not, you're going to offend one of these little sheep. Right? Go ahead.
The harvest is the end of the world.
The harvest is what?
The end of the world.
Read.
And the reapers are the angels.
And the reapers are the angels. Are you a reaper? Am I a reaper? Are you an angel? Am I an angel? Okay, then stay in your position. Let the Most High do his job, which is what? In the end, read.
Verse 40.
As
therefore,
right,
the tares are gathered and burned
right
in the fire.
Remember, I already showed you spiritual and physical. I don't know if you're an FBI agent. We don't know if he's an insert. You know how you hear it online? Oh, these cats got to be agents. You don't know that. They might just be confused as Israelites. You know what I mean? That just really believe madness. Right? We won't know until that day. Right? You won't know who's, if that light-skinned person or the dark-skinned person is a pure bread until that day. Go ahead.
So shall it be in the end of his world, of this world.
Go ahead.
Verse 41.
Right. So shall it be in the end of this world. Go ahead.
The Son of Man shall send forth his angels.
Right.
And they shall gather out of his kingdom.
Right.
All things that offend.
Right. See? All things that offend. Right. Everything that ain't part. All the seed that was sown amongst us. Right. Go ahead.
And them which do iniquity.
And them which do iniquity. You see, all the cappers, well, we just read it though. Everything we went over tonight goes right back to what we were talking about. In the kingdom, there's not going to be Israelites that are wicked, and there's heathens ain't going to be able to enter into that place. There's nothing new that what we went over. It all goes together and clarifies and gives us understanding. Okay, so you got that? That makes sense? Okay, all right. Any other questions?
Yeah, one more question.
Who did?
It's Damien.
Uh-huh.
Revelation 13, 9 and 10.
Revelation 13, 9 and 10? But somebody already went in there and edified?
No. What is his question? That's what
Damien, what's your question, brother? Yeah, what's your question on Revelation 13, 9 and 10? What's your question on Revelation 13, 9 and 10? While we're waiting for the brother, I want to remind everybody, we're trying to get the sisters to get back study sessions. So what we're doing, those Sundays, that was going to be a family day, because what we're trying to do is foster making sure you get with your families. But we also want the sisters to get together and have some study time. So we're going to alternate those Sundays, all right? Now, this ain't for you to lose it and act like, well, see, we ain't getting no... Bruh, did we have to start all over? Like, this wasn't a day that was all of a sudden the truth and the work and then all that. Now we got to argue about this day. Family day is every day. I don't know about y'all, but family day is every day. When you wake up, who are you waking up to?
The family.
You sure? You're not waking up next to some foreigner in Europe? Huh? When you wake up to Pampers and kids? Okay, all right. I know me, family day is every day. You know what I mean? It ain't like one day I don't wake up and be like, you know what? Today ain't family day. It's only on Sunday, son. Go back over here. Please don't be carnal-minded, y'all. Let's not do this. Right? We try to set that up so you can make sure you focus a little bit more of attention, but not to create foolery. Right? But we want to get the sisters want to have their study group started again, because Lord knows, do the sisters need that? Amen? Come? Okay, so those Sundays are going to alternate. All right? Come? All right. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I asked my ribs. I'm like, when are y'all gonna get the sister study group back going? Because remember, after the Passover, they take a little break. They work really hard, but they're gonna get the reschedule of the garments and everything booted back up. So I just wanted to remind y'all. I was like, wait a minute. We can't forget this part, which is most important. Sisters to actually get together, do what we do all the time, right? Talk, communicate, get the scriptures, talk, you know what I mean? We do that daily, right? Well, the sisters got to be doing that same thing to maintain that spiritual strength. So, just wanted to let y'all know about that. Did he come back on the question? No? Damien, you have a question? Revelation 13, 9, and 10? All right. Well, you there, brother? You put the scripture up there. We want to know what's your question, brother. What about Revelation 13, 9, and 10? He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. Yes, he's going into captivity with all the nations. The end. Right? Once again, abhor not an Edomite don't mean that they all of a sudden got a ticket into salvation. Nope. All that meant was we are not supposed to deal with them in this way. But what's coming to them is judgment from the Creator. So, I'm not sure what's your question on that. All right. Anything else? Is that it? Yes, sir.
I have a question about the marriage with the shepherd and the lamb. Where is this going to take place? Like, is this going to be after Yahweh shall lead us into the wilderness?
The marriage with the what?
The marriage with the lamb. Revelation 19.
Right. Well, that's happening.
That's happening right now.
Remember, when you go back to Ezekiel 16, right? And he tells us, watch, I'm going to show you something. Go back to Ezekiel 16. This marriage is happening. Go there. Go to Ezekiel 16, and we're going to start at verse 8.
Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 8.
Go ahead.
Now, when I pass by you.
When he passed by to us, go ahead.
And looked upon you.
And wait a minute. When did the Most High start to look upon you? Because at one time, he let you cry out. He let you do what your heart desired. When you fornicated, when you smoked that blunt, when you was in the clubs, when you was in the streets, right? When you was thugging out these women, when you were thugging out these men, you were in your mire, right? But there's a time where when the Most High looks on us, and you start crying out and be like, man, something's got to change. That's when he looks on us, right? And we know as a nation, when we were crying out, he looked upon us and said, what? Read. Come on.
Behold, thy time was the time of love.
Right. He said, wait a minute. Now is the time of love. I punished you. I whooped you. I beat you down. Now I got to bring you back. Right? So this process of being remarried or rekindling is happening. Right? But what happens when a virgin, right, needs to be prepared for her husband? What happens? She need to be cleaned up, brother. Right? So this is what's happening. This marriage, right, is happening right now. And this is part of it. Read on.
And I spread my skirt over thee.
And I did what?
Spread my skirt over thee.
And
covered thy nakedness.
And did what?
And covered thy nakedness.
And covered thy nakedness. So the Most High is doing what? He's getting us back the proper way to be married. Hold that. Let's go to Jeremiah. Go to Jeremiah 3, verse 14.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 14. Turn, O backsliding children.
Right.
Saith the Most High.
Go ahead.
For I am married unto you.
I am what?
I am married unto you.
Wait. Let's rewind that. Turn what?
Turn, O backsliding children. Saith the Most High.
Go ahead.
For I am married unto
So, when he's seen us, what were we in? The mire, the dirt, the filth. That's why he said, now is the time of love. Where was the love? When Yahushua gave us the law, statutes, commandments, and you were given the laws, now he's like, okay, I'm married unto you, but what you got to do? You got to clean up. You a thought. You a hoe. Right? And you go to Jeremiah 3. Sit down. Huh? Sit down. Yeah. Or move to the side so I can look at her. Right? When you go to Jeremiah 3, it says what? We laid with every nation. Right? We went and slept with every nation. But he's coming back and says, I am married to you. Right? But he's not like us. You know what I mean? We keep them in the thong. Breast is still out. You know what I mean? They still talking to other cats. You know, on the side. You know, they still doing it their way. Nah. The Most High's like, you going to do it my way. So I'm going to clean you up. Right? I'm going to get you right. But finish that. Go ahead.
For I am married unto you.
Go ahead.
And I will take you, one of a city.
Right.
And two of a family.
Uh-huh.
And I will bring you to Zion.
Right. Go back to, that was Jeremiah what? 3 and what?
14.
All right, go back to where we left off in Ezekiel.
Come.
Go ahead.
Yea, I swear unto thee.
Go ahead. I what?
I swear unto thee.
Read.
And enter into a covenant.
Enter into what?
A covenant.
This is marriage. I swore to you, listen, I will uphold you, will honor you, will be with you. The Most High entered into this contract with us. Go ahead.
With thee,
said
the Most High thy power.
Go ahead.
And thou becamest mine.
Thou what?
Becamest mine.
See, this is when we're becoming the Most High. So this marriage is actually happening, but it's not just like we do. We met her in the bathroom at Starbucks, and then she's your rib now. You know what I mean? You met her at, on Facebook, and it's like, you know what? This is the one. I can tell she's humble and meek. No, this is a process. Right? Go ahead.
Then wash I thee.
What does he do with it? With his women, what does he do?
Wash I thee.
Right. We don't do that. We like, man, listen, they sure look good on the outside. Nah, he's like, your ass need to be washed up. While we what? Look talking about like, man, but she's my rib, I love her. He's like, no, you got to be washed up. I'm not going to do all that simping. You got to be cleaned up. Are you ready to be cleaned up? Or are you the devil? We get the ones that way. I don't believe in that, but you got a big ass, so you what? That's the butt. The Most High don't deal like that. He's like, no, you got to wash these things away from you. Go ahead.
With water.
With what?
With water.
Now, what is the washing of the water? The word. Right? Now, when you go to, was it Arya Chronicles, where they would take the virgins 6 months in oil, frankincense 6 months in myrrh? Esther, right? And they would do what? They would wash the virgins. We being washed. Most High don't want no hoe no more.
That's right.
Nah, we ain't gonna just come to Most High with thongs, dirty ass drawers on, breasts out, attitude, talking with your hand like, look, I'm the chosen. Nah, Most High's like, you gonna change everything. Right? Read.
Yea, I thoroughly wash.
I what?
Thoroughly.
Yeah, I gotta wash your ass up. Like Israel thinks you come to Jesus, come as thou art. No. He's like, come as thou art, now wash your ass. You're gonna change. Put off that damn attitude. Well, then go with these niggas out in the world then. And when you read Jeremiah 3, he's like, look, you went with all the nations. You slept around with every green tree. He's like, you're not gonna do that coming back to me. Read.
I thoroughly wash.
Go ahead.
Away thy blood from me.
Right? You see what he likened us to? An animal. He's like, look, you had all this blood on you. You had all this filth. That's what we don't see. We don't look at the woman spiritually and be like, man, she's hurt. She's in pain. She's in suffering. You're just worried about the outward appearance. But when we properly marry somebody and enter this contract and know that this contract's going to be forever, we have to start looking at how to heal, how to cleanse, and wash her. Right? Go ahead.
And I anointed thee.
And I what?
Anointed thee. With oil.
It says that I anointed thee with what?
With oil.
See, you see, it goes right with what they did with the virgins in Esther. I anointed thee with oil. Now, that goes deep because the anointing is what? The priesthood. The anointing is part of the covenant, right? We're entering in. And that's what the Most High was doing. This is what he said, I married unto you, right? So just showing you the process that this is happening now. You got that one? Go to Isaiah 54, right? Right? Isaiah 54 and 5.
Isaiah chapter 54, verse 5. For thy maker is thine husband.
He said what?
For thy maker is thine husband.
Go ahead.
The Most High of hosts is his name.
Right, you see that? Thy maker is thy husband. Right? The Holy One, he said what?
The Lord of hosts is his name.
The Lord of hosts is his name. That's 54 and what?
Verse 5.
Right. Right, go ahead.
And thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel.
Right, and the Holy One of Israel. Go ahead, read on.
The power of the whole earth shall he be called.
Go ahead.
For the Most High hath called thee as a woman forsaken.
You see that? So, right with Ezekiel, right? You was this type of woman. You was filthy. You was nasty. You was dirty, right? You was a woman forsaken. But now what?
The Most High hath called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth.
And a what?
A wife of youth.
And a wife of youth. See? He gonna bring you back like you was a virgin. I want that new look. Right? That's what the Most High saying. Like, and you're like, we said it earlier. You were like, man, what do I deserve? Like, I'm filthy, Yahweh. The difference is, we're not coming like a stubborn and rebellious woman. Oh, he ain't going to accept that. He's like, no, I'm going to toss your ass out there in the street and show you. While you all lovey-dovey and be like, but you're supposed to love him, Lord. Most High's like, no, your stubborn ass going to go and learn what it is to be wicked. Oh, you don't want to listen? Go back out there. And then what happened? Pookie get a hold of you. Talk about, listen, go up the block. You're going to make this money. Right? You're going to make this money. Which one you respect now? You respect the Father. You're like, man, I don't want to deal with Pookie no more. I want a righteous man. Right? So the Most High deals with us the same way. Go ahead.
When thou was refused.
Right?
Saith thy power.
When that was what?
Refused.
No, the Most High accepts any and everything, any spirit of thoughtiness from the Israelites.
When thou wast refused.
Man, the Most High refused that. He's like, I don't want that. Read.
Saith thy power.
Go ahead.
For a small moment have I forsaken thee.
He said, for a small moment I what?
Have I forsaken thee.
Read.
But with great mercies will I gather thee.
Right, and that's what the Most High is doing. Go from there. So, listen, there's a whole lot on this topic because you can actually, what I would have did if it was a class, I would have started from Matthews and went into the marriage, right? The ones that were dressed in those robes. And we would have went showing what this meant. But we're giving you the quick version because it's past 9, right? Revelations 7, verse 14.
Revelation chapter 7, verse 14.
Go ahead.
And I said unto him,
Right.
Sir, thou knowest.
Right.
And he said unto me, These are they which came out of great tribulation.
Wait, no, it's read verse 13.
Verse 13. And one of the elders answered, saying unto me,
Go ahead.
What are these which are arrayed in white robes?
What are these that are arrayed in white robes? Go ahead.
And whence came they?
Who are these all in white? Right? Because you're bid into a marriage. But are your robes prepared? Is your garment clean? Right? And that's when it goes into Matthews about them that were bid into the marriage, that their garments had to be ready. This marriage is happening. Whether you like it or not. It's happening. Are you going to show up with the proper apparel? Right? Or are you going to do like the new generation? My marriage garment is going to be see-through, where you can see my panties and my bra and my nipples through. That Most High like, bruh, no, you're going to come covered up, meek, humble, pure. Go ahead.
And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest.
He said, you know who they are. Go ahead.
And he said to me,
These
are they which came out of great tribulation.
These are what?
These are they which came out of great tribulation.
So, who are these ones that have and that are going to put on these white, this purity, this righteousness to be prepared for the marriage? Right? Go ahead.
And have washed their robes.
And
made them white in the blood of the Lamb.
You see that had did what?
And made them white in the blood of the Lamb.
You see, that's what we're doing now as virgins, coming back, being cleansed up. We're getting our robes, our marriage gown ready. And that purity, right, is the blood of Yahweh Shai, us changing, us being renewed. So this marriage is happening. We're just in the middle of what? Preparation. Getting ourselves together. Go ahead.
Therefore are they before the throne of Yahweh.
It says what?
Therefore are they before the throne of Yahweh. And serve him day and night.
Right.
In his temple.
And serve him day and night in his temple. Go to, hold on one second. 19, Revelation 19 and 7.
Revelation chapter 19, verse 7.
Go ahead.
Let us be glad and rejoice.
Right.
And give honor to him for the marriage of the Lamb.
For the what?
For the marriage of the Lamb.
There you go. Now we're going to understand what we jumped ahead. We know what the white is representing. Right? We know what the Most High knows us as, his wife. Forsaken, right? Okay. This is the marriage of the Lamb. Go ahead.
Is come. And his wife hath made herself ready.
That's what we're doing now. We're getting ready. We're preparing to be the married to the Father, right? Go ahead.
And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen.
Now we know what the fine linen is. Did we finish that on the fine linen? It said the verse of the, or is it in here? Oh, read on. It's going to tell us. Go ahead.
Clean and white.
Go ahead.
For the fine linen is the righteousness of saints.
You see that? So the white, when you go to Matthew's, as you read in Revelation, the white robes didn't just mean you had white garments on. It meant you had purity. You changed. You cleansed yourself. Right? You were prepared for the marriage. Go ahead.
And he saith unto me.
Go ahead.
Right. Blessed are they which are called into the marriage.
Right. What are what?
Which are called into the marriage.
What are what?
Which are called into the marriage.
How many of us were called to this marriage to be these virgins? How many? It's the 144,000. The chosen. The ones that the Most High is waking up. Not everybody wants to be a virgin. Right? Go ahead.
Blessed are they which are called into the marriage supper of the Lamb.
Go ahead.
And he saith unto me, these are the true sayings of Yahweh.
Right. These are the true sayings of Yahweh. Right. Oh, right. But it goes on. We can keep going with this. We can go to Matthew's. But you get it, right? Is that clear? Okay, all right. And we'll put together, we'll go over that Matthew's for you so we can continue on this subject and kind of dive in it a little bit more. A little bit of refreshing, but we'll go into that marriage of the Lamb a little bit more. All right? Anything else? Good questions. Good questions. Anything else, y'all? La? Oh, you never answered back? Okay. All right. Is that it? All right. Remember, this is Shabbat. Let's keep our head in the right place. Our thoughts, our mind, our spirit. It's the day of the Most High. Let's not forget that. You kids, tonight, when you go home and you relax, remember, it's the day of the Most High. Right? Don't just focus on what you want to do. Let's lock into this book. Get you some reading going. Get your mind right. All right? What else? Is that it? Any other announcements? Sisters? Brothers? The unity garment. Okay. I'm glad you reminded me of that because Gamar told me. All right. Unity garments. All right. Unity garments are The 300? Okay. So unity garments, basically, the sisters are gonna do garments again, and they're gonna do a style of garment for everybody. So when we all go out there, you can have a garment. Now I'm gonna say this again. You also can buy whatever garment you want to buy, right? If you want your garment to have a shotgun that comes out the back, and you got the money, you know what I mean? If you want a damn 2 wolves on your garment, by all means. What we're doing is, what we try to do is, like, so when we do go out as a body, we have, garments that we can go out with in unity. But remember, y'all can have garments with wings. You want to fly into the sanctuary? It's all good. Nobody's hating on your garment being, what level can my garment be at? Whatever level you want to pay for it to be. These sisters can do that, right? All right. So I just want to throw that out there because sometimes you get in your mind, okay, the garments that they're making. That's only because you're not making your own garments and you're not going to have garments to go out with us and we don't stay on top of you. You see that? Because brothers don't do their separate garments. But if you want a garment on your own, you can do that. Design it up. You know what I mean? Give it to the sisters and they'll tell you how much it is. All right? A little side note. A lot of brothers don't think that that's a possibility sometimes. All right? Okay? And then we will have camp days when brothers get garments. We'll have camp days where we'll be like, you know what? Today we're going to go out and everybody just, what garments you want, we'll rock it out there. We kind of mix it up. Remember, we're only doing it because you don't got no garments. So we structure it that way. All right? And to make it easy on your pocket. Because think about it. Even this garment you're going to get, $300. Imagine if you come up with your own design. And you like, well, I want a shotgun or a blade here. And I want my wings to come out and I fly into the sanctuary. You got a lot of, you better give some bread to those sisters because they can do it though, right? All right, so anything else? Huh? Pentecost is coming up when? May 31st, y'all. We're going to be here commemorating the day. Come together. It's 2 days, right? No, that's 1 day. Yeah, it's 1 day. You know what we should do for the Pentecost? We should do a potluck. Everybody got to bring something. That way, it ain't on one person, one house, or just a scoop. You know what I mean? Everybody brings a little something. What y'all think? Yeah. And then what we need to do with the sisters is organize, make sure everybody ain't bringing the same thing. I got the chips and the paper plates.
Wow. It's been done. Desserts or what?
We know the art of the cap, y'all. I got the chips and the forks, the paper forks. Like, brother, we got that taken care of. You come with a damn meal up this one. You said what?
Who got the Wagyu burgers?
You do, sir.
You do, you got the Wagyu burgers. Yeah, those Wagyu, that's an expensiveness. Yeah, so we'll do it like that for Pentecost. That way everybody can put in and we all can, I know the different meals will be enough for everybody. All right? So what I would do is now get your meal together. Say, hey, get with your ribs so you won't wait till the last minute. And the sister's like, well, you didn't come with no idea. Could you cook this? Well, we was thinking about, it's too late. Come up with the idea first and then shoot it to the sisters and they say, okay, this is what they wanted to cook. All right? That way you can cook what you want to cook. All right? If not, they're going to say, okay, we got to come up with the idea. All right? All right. So is that it? Listen, the water for everybody helping with the school. I'm going to tell y'all again, the little help y'all help with takes a burden off of us. I don't give a damn what y'all give. Y'all been helping, and I want to remind y'all, because a lot of times you think that penny is not helping. That penny is helping. All right? So it's helped us with not only VA, it helps us with the other schools as well. All right? So whether it's Houston, VA. Y'all know who you are. That give. Houston, VA, Rochester. It helps. All right. So other than that, say shalom to everybody online. All right. We'll see you.
Chilling up in the kingdom, chilling with Yahweh Shai and all the brothers.